Good evening, world. Hello, hello. How are you all this evening? Oh, sorry, I should have said good evening, HBO. 12.95 a month? No way. Don't worry, you don't have to pay anything to watch or listen to this Teletext live stream. Okay, I am going to set up now, so I'll be quiet for a minute or two, and then we'll get into the meat of this stream. I've come on a little bit early tonight, not only to set up because my intention is to get through the teletext artworks, and then we can get on to our special guest. More about that very soon. Well, hello, hello. How are you all? It's me, Dan, and the lighting is terrible once again. Hopefully that's a bit better. But this is what happens. I have to close the curtains because the sun shines directly into the camera, which is not great, but the sound seems to be okay. So we're good to go, I think. There we go. I just had the stream playing in the background. So, hi. Tonight, we're going to have a special guest on the stream. He's not quite here yet. He'll be here approximately 7:30 UK time. That's 40 minutes away. And in the meantime, I think we should take a look at some of your teletext art. What do you think? I'm going to leave you hanging on that one. Look, with this little teaser here of Bamber Boozler. What's that going to be about, I wonder? There you go. Right, enough annotations. So hello to everybody who is watching on the video on demand. Hello to everybody in the chat. We'll just take a look who is there. Pixeltron, I know you're here because you're here in the Disco, aka the Discord. And hello to everybody else out there who's watching right now. I think we should get started with where we were up to last time on the weekly teletext artworks. And we're going all the way back to, when was this? May the 15th. That was the last time we were on the air, approximately. And we've got Alistair's piece here, a shades-wearing goose on a jet ski. This was, of course, goose plus jet ski. And I didn't enter one, unfortunately, but we still had a lot of fun things entered. Oh, pardon me. Including this from the master himself. Excellent work on the water there. And may I say, a fantastic choice to separate the sky and the water with a thin black line, because that's what I like to do as well. Pixeltron is here in the YouTube chat as well. So hello. Excellent. Yes, we had Alistair on last time. We might have him on next time as well, but we had him on last time. And Pixeltron says, the goose is loose on the waters. Yes. But yeah, Alistair is the master of weekly teletext art, as we discovered. Ghosting Effect says, if this gets 4 million retweets, it'll still be underrated. And I have to agree with that, because every piece of teletext art on Twitter deserves to have 4 million retweets. We're going to go through these a little bit quicker than last time. So next one, the next prompt is moon plus caterpillar. How's my audio? Is that a bit better? And we've got one from Wim here, an animated GIF, which I've inadvertently stopped there. But it's two cats. And is that the moon in the background? Yes, I think it is. And they're possibly a pair of love cats, like lovebirds, just enjoying the evening there, the evening moon. It looks a bit like a sun. I keep being tempted to say it's a sun. But we've got the pixel buildings in the background there, wonderfully rendered as always with Wim. I don't know what's going on in his photograph there. He doesn't want to be photographed, just holding his hand up to the lens. But I'm glad he wants his art to be shared, because it's always wonderful. Oh yes, remember this? It's worth showing again, because I stole it and used it as our thumbnail for the last stream. Just pardon me 1 second here. Sorry about that. I just blew my nose. We shouldn't be showing that sort of thing on stream. Yes, I stole this picture and used it for the thumbnail for the last stream. Hope that's okay, Alistair. But it is a wonderful piece of teletext art, and definitely worth showing again. Enroll 39, nothing is beyond our reach. So Jellica Jake has posted a few here. that have moons. There's one with the dolphin. I don't think that was actually for the dolphin weekly teletext art prompt. Or maybe it was, I can't remember. It's been so long ago, I can't remember. We've got the synthetic moon and spaceport. I think this is from 2017, because I might have used this in one of my earlier projects. We exhibited it at Liverpool Make Festival, is it called? Liverpool Maker Festival? Well, yes, it was shown at one of those places in 2017. And what else? A wolf howling at the moon there. Excellent use of shadow and glitchiness around the moon there, as if it's some sort of haze that we have going on. Super duper, worth showing again, I do think. Worth digging out the old classics. Next up, just a dude with mooncake. And I wasn't sure if mooncake was a character. So I looked him up, and he isn't. This is an original character by Just a Dude, aka Stee248 blah blah blah. 2021 at till 2321. So mooncake is going to live 100 years, I think. Or maybe Stee has come back from the future and he's celebrating the 100th anniversary of mooncake. It looks a bit like a frog. I think he's supposed to be a frog. He's got a 300 on his nose. Not sure what that's supposed to represent. So just the dude, if you're watching this, come into the chat and let us know what's going on there. Right, Day of the Tentacle by Andy Jenkinson. Very pink with his lime green suckers and the whirlpool in the background there. A wonderful representation of the tentacle monster thingamajig. I think Horsenberger has done this before, but then Horsenberger has done most things. It's like that thing that they say from South Park. Simpsons did it, Simpsons did it. Well, Horsenberger did it, Horsenberger did it. Don't let that put you off trying to better him, because one day somebody will come along who's better than Horsenberger. Excellent. I really like that. Andy's stuff is always good. At some point, you run out of adjectives. Adjectives? You run out of words to describe them. Yes. Adjectives is correct, isn't it? Just trying to think back to my GCSE English there. Look at this. I think this was made in Mars's own teletext animation editor thingy, which, by the way, if you go on Discord in the teletext art section, Pixelblip and Mars have posted a live stream in which they go through how to use this editor and where you can download it and all of that fun stuff. And one day we will use that on the stream, I think, because it's definitely worth showing off. Because look at this stuff that you can make with it. The smooth animation that we've got going on here. Yeah, wonderful iconography, I think. Yeah, I like that. Early bird catches the caterpillar. So let's have a look at this. There we go. In your head, the moon is crying. In my heart, the sun is shining. Isn't that wonderful? The sun and the moon just hanging out there. I don't know what that blue thing is supposed to be. Oh, right, it's night and day, isn't it? So we've got the moon is at nighttime. It's quite sad because, you know, you always get sadder at night for some reason. And the happy sun there because it's a fun time in the daytime. There you go. That's a very simplistic explanation of, of this very deep artwork that I've just completely done down. Sorry about that, Wim. No, I do like that. My psychological assessment of that teletext artwork. Cheers, Wim. And another moon. And here's the caterpillar climbing on the moon. Yes, he's eaten half of the moon, maybe mistaking him for An apple. A yellow apple, perhaps. But yeah, another great piece of iconography here. And yeah, you can tell what's going on. I like it. Thank you very much for that. Chris Young, aka Very Sticky Bunny. Your handle is wonderful. I say that every time. Sorry, I shouldn't shout down the mic there. Sorry. I'll whisper from now on. Thank you for that, Chris. So, going back in time for this one in more ways than one, it's my artwork. And it's the Tar Machine, aka the Time Machine. And there is a story behind this. You'll love this. You'll love it a lot. Let's forget the fact that this is very late and the Time Machine prompt was about 5 weeks ago. But once upon a time, about 5 years ago, when Wigan Athletic Football Club were in the Premier League, they were playing Newcastle at home. And I was in a pub across the road from the ground, the DW Stadium, and it was filled with a lot of Wigan fans and a lot of Newcastle fans. But not everybody was wearing a shirt, so it was quite hard to tell who was who until, you know, people spoke, opened their mouths, spoke with their accents. And this is where I fell down, you see, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it goes very Doctor Who. Because I was just sitting there in this pub, minding my own business, as you do. And this bloke comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, mate, where's the Tar Machine? Where's Time Machine?" And I thought he was a Wiganer saying, "Where's Time Machine? Where's the Time Machine? Where's Time Machine? Time Machine." But it turned out he was a Geordie. And he was saying, "Where's the Tar Machine?" And that was me thinking, oh, is Doctor Who looking for his TARDIS or something? His time machine, trying to get back in time. But no, he wanted to know where the cigarette machine was. And that is the very obscure beginnings of this artwork, which is actually just an 80s cigarette machine pumping out cigarettes. Very much inspired by people like Mars FS, who we just had, and Pixel Blip, who we'll have a lot more of. DW says TARDIS. Excellent, yeah. Tar sticks this. He's creating more puns where they aren't. I love that. So yeah, this artwork is more in the planning than the actual execution of the design, I think. And for it's my most elaborate teletext artwork involving animation to date, I should say. So cheers for that, guys. Cheers for inspiring me to do that. Now, oh, Caterpillar, I love the way your yellow skin glows in the moonlight. Jellica, thank you very much for that. You know your way to my heart, don't you? And Alistair's heart as well, because we've got the Caterpillar JCB type thingy there by the moonlight. And the wonderful background, actually, with the black, magenta, and blue stripes. A lesser seen method of backgrounding, if that's a word. And blast through alphanumerics there on the cat that say cat. There you go. Indicates that it's a cat, a pillar. Is there a face in the moon as well? Perhaps. Thank you for that, Jellica. An excellent joke. Another pun for you there. Next up, Andy Jenkinson's Goose. It's a goose, of course, because weekly teletext on. There you go. There's my Wigan Athletic mug, if you can see that. And it says honk in the bottom left corner. An excellent piece of pixel art, a pop art, actually. So let's see here. Let's pause for a minute and see. Hold on, stop the share. See if anybody is waiting in the chat or in the in the waiting room. So hello everybody who's just tuning in. I started a little bit early with the weekly Teletext art stuff. Hope you're doing well this evening. Let's go to the chat and have a look what's going on in Discord. Sarah Burgess is here. Hello, Sarah. Is that the right side? Hello, Sarah. Hi. And hi to everybody watching on the VOD. Yeah, I've started a bit early. I want to get through these weekly Teletext art thingies so we can get to our special guest and the main chunk of this podcast, which is a special about Bamber Boozler. So let's get back to the artwork. There we go. So inspired a little bit by the Untitled Goose Game, perhaps, we have Honk by Andy Jenkinson. And he's actually done quite well with the composition here, because instead of having the goose sort of diagonally, he's done it horizontally. So it makes more use of the teletext canvas, I think, which I like that. And he's jumping in the water, I think. He's jumping from the grass bank into the blue water on the left there. Or maybe he's running across the road. Maybe, maybe the honk is from a car horn, and unfortunately this poor goose is about to be run over. I shouldn't laugh at that. It's not funny to think about geese being run over. That probably happens in the goose game though, doesn't it? We can laugh at that because it's not real. So, caterpillar. A ravenous larval Lepidopteran for weekly teletext art. There you go. We're increasing your vocabulary today on this live stream. He ate through the moon, but he was still hungry, possibly because the moon was made of cheese. And look at that, fantastic drawing of the very hungry caterpillar there. And we've got some, let's have a look here. Why am I pointing at the webcam for this? I should use my cursor here. He's got some held graphics going on here with the head. And I quite like that. Always great to see them. And they typify Alistair's artwork. Very colorful as well, making use of most of the colors in the teletext canvas. I think this is level 1. This is definitely level 1. So yeah, excellent. As usual, Alistair. I mean, it's not a contest, but as far as I'm concerned, Alistair is in the top 3 every week. I'm not going to say he wins every week. And I'm not going to say who wins this week. But here we have some gaudy 80s teletext pixel art. And it's the jet ski. It's one of those inflatable bananas, says Andy Jenkinson. And we have a person, yes, who's riding along on a banana jet ski. We do not recommend driving along with one hand there. It's very dangerous because you might run geese over. But yeah, it looks very much like the front cover of one of those. Have I got, what are they called? No, that's what I call music compilations or whatever they're called. I really like that. Embrace your 80s. Jet ski to work, yeah. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Jet skiing along the canal to get to work. But yeah, watch out for bananas if you're out on the canal. Jet ski bananas. Oh yeah, and that's in animation as well. Jet ski to work is wonderful and flashy there. I think those extra elements like reveal and flash always add a lot more to a teletext artwork because they're typically teletext. They're stereotypically teletext, perhaps. Now, Pixel Blip has done a spaceship here. Now, what's going on at the bottom? I think those are little men walking along at the bottom, and that's a big window to the outside. Perhaps that's the sun. Maybe they're heading for the heart of the sun, and they're all about to die. I don't know what's I don't know what's up with me this evening. I'm thinking that everything is morbid. Let's see. It sounds working. I just had to check that there. I just had the sudden horrifying realization that the sound might not be working. I just checked it on the stream. But yeah, Pixel Blip's latest artwork and latest entry to the weekly Teletext Art Challenge. Quite a lot of frames of animation going on here, as there usually are with Pixel Blip. And as I said, yeah, please go and seek out the live stream or the pre-recorded video in which they talk about this editor. I am on it for a bit, actually. I'm absolutely shattered, but I am on it, briefly. 7:10 currently. Okay, so we have a spaceship courtesy Whim. Nathan Dane says, everybody knows the moon's made of cheese. I know, it was a bit of an obvious thing to say, wasn't it? But I had to point that out in case there were some people out there who didn't know the moon was made of cheese. Has anybody done any moon cheese artworks for this? I hope they have. If not, I might do one. So yeah, we've got the spaceship and the moon, actually. So we've got two different prompts going on there, the previous prompt and spaceship. Yeah, always wonderful and a very particular style from Whim, which I think combines the Halo style that we've got going on here. Again, I should use the mouse. The Halo style that we have around the moon here, the black outline, which is always very effective, I think, in people like Paul Rose's artworks and Whims. And actually, we've got the fantastic composition, which also uses background graphics and maybe a bit of held going on there as well. It's always a wonderful combination to use both, because it always leaves me wondering, how did they do it, ladies and gentlemen? How did they do it? We've got the separated graphics stars as well, and the flames coming out from the rocket ship. Immaculate as always, Whim, immaculate. We'll have him on this show at some point in the future. So another old one from Jellica here. And it's a spaceship, external view, RH03, Eridani mining system. So he's just about to land on that planet there, perhaps. And it's got rings around it, I do believe. A very wobbly style there, typical of Jellica, which I quite like. In fact, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Got lots of X's at the top and the bottom. I guess just to fill space, but it's always good to have some text in there, isn't it? Oh, I've forgotten. We've got some arrows at the bottom there. Is this like from a video game or something from Elite? Maybe it is. It does look a little bit like that, doesn't it? Sorry, I'll just tidy up a bit there. Should have done that beforehand, shouldn't I? Right. Yeah, it looks like it's from a video game. And perhaps you can press the left and right keys to navigate through the solar system, or through this solar system. Oh, there's another one there, actually. Ah, is that the Earth? Is he going to land on Earth? A very magenta spaceship there. Looks a little bit like one of the Thunderbirds. Right, let's just quickly check Discord. Hello, everybody in Discord. How are you? Feel free to leave comments either in YouTube chat or Discord. I'm looking at both right now. Whichever is more convenient for you. So next up, it's Andy Jenkinson. And do you know what this is? Can you tell where we've landed, ladies and gentlemen? Apparently it's Button Moon. Indeed it is. Hands up if you're now singing the theme song. We've been to Button Moon. We followed Mr. Spoon. Now, I can see a couple of you sticking your hands up there. I'm not putting mine up though, because I never used to watch it. In fact, I didn't even know what this was. On the left there, it looks like a Heinz baked bean can, doesn't it? But it's the The less is more principle, I think, because when I say representation in teletext, I think that's a good way of describing things, because when you're at this low resolution, you can't say that it's a photorealistic representation, but it is sort of a low res pixel representation. And I think this one's all in the suggestion. So we've got part of the ship there on the left-hand side and the moon on the right, but you automatically know what it is from looking at the whole composition. It's a Heinz baked bean can, isn't it? Yeah. So cheers for that, Andy. And cheers for all the replies. Oh, cheers for the replies, EJ the Ginger, on that. So, DW says, there is no Mr. Spoon. Is that a reference to the Tick? Goodness me. I never thought we would have one of those on this stream. There is no spoon. GK the Mac, hello. I know you're out there in Discord. Welcome to the stream. And thank you for this artwork. Now, what's this? Is this Space Invaders? Darren Locke says it's from Phoenix. And I should know that because if you look over here, he tagged me in when he said that. And I didn't notice, or at least I forgot. So sorry. But yeah, wonderful. Another wonderful piece of art there. Very, very reminiscent of those old video games, actually. And yeah, it did remind me of Space Invaders. I think because you've got the ship at the bottom that's eating away parts of the hull there. And I think, yeah, that's a very Space Invader-y alien on the front of the ship. Did Space Invaders come before Phoenix? I guess a lot of games would have sought to copy Space Invaders, at least to a certain extent. And that's why I got the Space Invader-y vibe from that. But yeah, we've got a nice range of colors, shall we say, on this here. Of course, the ship has a television aerial, so it can receive teletext. Cheers for that, GK, and cheers for everything you're posting in the Discord. Next up, a spaceship with a bonus moon. And of course, the cows are being abducted. Now, I wondered how long it would be before we saw cows being abducted on this challenge, because that's the first thing I think of when I think of a spaceship. But we've got the bonus moon, of course, in the top right there. Looks a little bit like Pac-Man, I would say. But yeah, it's all in the suggestion. We've got the stippling at the bottom there for the grass in the field, and the other cow there, confused what's happening to its mate. I don't know. You can see the udders there, represented by the single pixel. So we're now on to the next weekly teletext art theme. Let's just double check to see if anybody is waiting in the waiting area. No, they aren't. So hello again to everybody if you're just tuning in. Today I'm not wearing a teletext shirt. It's a Vancouver 89 shirt. But there you go. That's totally irrelevant. So back to these. Let's see if we can get through them before 7:30, shall we? We've got the snails now. Snail and or top hat. The first one is by ZX Guesser himself, the setter of the weekly teletext art challenge. And of course, he has his top hat on. And he had some background missing, background free. So we just typed snail everywhere, which, well, I haven't thought of doing that for a while, honestly. And it's something that you guys out there can do. Fill the background with, well, bless through alphanumerics or just normal numerics, alphanumerics. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely representation of a snail. I read it as nails, nails, nails for some reason, is what I've put there. But yeah, another classic knocked out by Gasser, who was becoming more prolific than Horsenberger. So our special guest is imminent, actually. So let's do another couple here and then go to them. Hello to Thomas Boevith, Texty TV, who is in the disco. He says, hello from me, Thomas, in Copenhagen. Wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen. I don't think we've got up to your artworks yet, Thomas. Actually, what we should do is show the music video, shouldn't we? I wonder if I can do that. Hello, Jellica Jake. We'll show it in the interval. We'll have a bit of an interval later if I can figure out how to do that. Aha! So let's just hop out of this because he is here, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest. He might take a minute to join, but let me introduce you, please, to a lump of cheddar cheese. I mean, let me introduce you to Mr. Chris Bell, aka Superpage 58, the digitizer, archivist, the legend from Twitter. Can you hear me, Chris?
Good evening, Dan. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can people out there hear Chris? So how are you doing this evening, Christopher?
I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah, not too bad at all. Yeah, happy to be joining you tonight.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you back. The last time you were on, you talked a little bit, last year on the podcast it was, wasn't it? And you talked a little bit about the history of your website and Digitizer.
That's right. Yeah, it wasn't just a little bit either. I think we went on at length about Digitizer. Yeah, as it can quite easily be done.
Well, it's always wonderful to talk about Digitizer, and perhaps we might do a little bit of that tonight. Yeah. DW is here. Now let's just check the audio. How is the audio, ladies and gentlemen? Is it okay? Oh, it seems okay to me, right? Okay, there you go. A little bit of in-stream troubleshooting there. Excellent. So, hello, DW, Pixeltron, Jellica Jake. So, Chris, right. So, the reason I've asked you to join me tonight is not necessarily to talk about Digitizer, though we probably will a little bit later on. But we have a special segment on this show, a little segment that I would like to call Bamber Boozler's Deepest Secrets. So can you give us a bit of background into this, please, Chris?
Well, this stems from the banners at the bottom of Teletext pages advertising at other sections on the service. So you all would have seen them, the chunky banners with the cryptic message and the page number, but they're always left to the editors of each section to word them as they saw fit, essentially. So all the ads for Bamboozle in Digitizer took a little bit of a surreal esoteric vein, which is unsurprising considering he had Mr. Biffo writing them. Yeah, they ran on for years, and before there was even a Superpage 58, I was writing them down because they just made me laugh so much. So I had a spreadsheet of them all listed. That fell by the wayside a long time ago. But in the process of doing the teletext recoveries, Tim Bisley, the superstar Tim Bisley, who is absolutely invaluable to the work that we do, has done a text dump of all the banners from Digitizer, and been able to go through and take out all the Bamber related ones. So we can now see the life of Bamber Boozler take shape, essentially.
Yeah, we're going to exclusively expand the lore of Bamber Boozler here on the weekly Teletext Art live stream tonight. And without further ado, I think we should put them on the screen. A wonderful introduction there from Chris. Thank you. But one thing I would add is, are they all from Digitizer? So
these are all from Digitizer.
Right. So they were never found outside of Digi. Because what I was going to say is, it'd be a bit weird if some dude was just checking the lottery results. My granddad, for example, was checking the lottery, and oh, have I got 27? 39? Oh, I've got two numbers there. Wait a minute. Bamber Boozler smacks his bottom live on television. What's that? uh, Except that are a lot more absurd than that. You can see a few here on screen, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see these, Chris?
I can, yeah. I particularly like the ones that seem to allude to a backstory, like Bamber charged with fraud or Bamber admits fraud charges later on, those kinds of things. And then just kind of the absurd, like with Digitizer, you'd often get little pop culture references. So like Biffo would make references to songs and things like that in replies to letters. And there's one in particular, Bamber, the Renegade Master. Based around that Wild Child song. Just imagine him raving away to it.
Oh yeah, you just imagine Bamber Gascoigne doing it, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
That
And
would
then
be
you've got
crazy.
things like Bamber, I know where you live. And later on, Bamber, you know where I live.
Oh really? Well, shall we start from the beginning and go down these? Pick a few out here. Bamber, this tastes of butter on page 458. So that could have been cookery stuff, perhaps. Do you think he was doing a few recipes at the time?
Could do. Maybe it was ghee. Maybe he was cooking Indian that night.
But yeah, somebody in the next room really appreciated that one, I think. Yeah, so Bamber is yellow himself, isn't he? Because what's that? Bamber the yellow fella, page 152. So perhaps he's eating himself, and he is made of butter.
Of course, he is just a fat yellow dude.
The big butter man. But Bamber and the big brown whistle, that's a very Digitizer thing, isn't it? Brown things.
Oh, absolutely. That's got a kind of a children's book feel to it as well. You can just imagine the illustrations.
Absolutely. Oh, that would have been good on Digitizer, wouldn't it? Instead of the Panto at Christmas, Bamber and the big brown whistle, or maybe in place of Turn of the Worm, a special 1 week comic.
Definitely. Oh, you do wonder because Mr. Biffo did both Turn of the Worm as well as Digitizer, but he wasn't in charge of Bamboozle. That was a completely different guy, and you wonder if he was quite protective of Bamber, and if there was a kind of rivalry there over it, because they had used to work together, and at Ladbrokes, I think it was, and they'd fallen out once the guy moved to Teletext, because of Biffo's crazy in-office prankery. Yeah, just wonder if the Bamber cannot appear on Digitizer. There's been a decree.
Right. He probably didn't he, at some point? I mean, there was BW, wasn't there, who was a really bad...
He was the host of the quizzes. Yeah. He was meant to be like a parody of Bamber, but he'd every time he appeared, his face was changed in some warped way. Before it was said before that was just his attempt to mess up the image as much as possible, how much he could get away with, really. So yeah, BW was afflicted with all sorts of maladies.
Oh dear, this is slaying me already. We're only about 5 in, and already I'm floored. So there it is, Bamber the Renegade Master, but also Bamber the Living Truck. Oh, you know what that reminds me of? There was a movie, wasn't there? A dodgy B movie in the 80s where there were living trucks that drove themselves. What was the name of that film? I've forgotten. It reminds me of that a little bit.
I think I remember that one. It's not Jewel, is it? Because there was a guy in that in the truck, but you just never saw him. But yeah, I remember that one.
That was frightening to me as a kid. So if I'd have seen that on Teletext, I would have had horrible flashbacks and had to turn off. I'm sorry, Biffo. It's a living truck. Ah! A living truck actually sounds a bit like the living bum, doesn't it? So, yeah, you can imagine it just presenting a section of Digitizer.
Oh, then you get things like Bamber booked for late tackle.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, that's a favourite of mine. Because then you get later on Bamber caught offside. So just you imagine his life. He's got all of these different extracurricular activities, including professional football player.
Yeah. Well, it reminds me a little bit of the old chestnut told by Biffo of massive ease.
Oh,
Well, can you explain this a little bit, please, Chris?
so this is based on the Revealo jokes. Both Mr. Biffo and Mr. Hares used to do reveal jokes. So basically, there'd be a blank bit of page and there'd be instruction to press reveal, and some random thing would be there that had no relation to what was being discussed at all. Biffo, being the graphic artist on Teletext, was able to draw a lot of things himself. But Mr. Hares, not being able to do that, found other ways. And so what he used to do was to go through a lot of the marketing pages, copy bits of graphics, and kind of like David Bowie would do with his cut-up lyrics, he would cut them up and put them together. And so one in particular had Sooty and Sweep, and then just in big block graphics, massive E's. And yeah, you can just imagine really what must have been going through his head at the time.
That has actually been recovered, hasn't it? Or one of the instances of this has been recovered.
Yeah, we've got that one now. Yeah, it's crazy how many of these things that have been discussed over the years have actually turned up.
Well, yeah, the reason why Bamber booked for late tackle reminded me of that is because I imagine him just copying and pasting it from the football section. And, well, actually, it would have been more relevant for Brian Boozler, who was Bamber Boozler's brother, and he presented the sports quiz 10-1 for...
In his camel skin coat.
Yeah, absolutely.
John Watson type.
Oh, yeah. I used to love that quiz as well. Lesser known, I think, or lesser remembered than Bamboozle, but I used to play that as well. I was actually
he had a whole extended family, didn't he, Bamber?
Oh, yeah. Let's think. There was Buster Boozler was his son. Was Bambette, and what Bonnie Boozler was it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, those are all ones I can remember.
There were others as well, members of his extended family, like Uncle Bazza Boozler, which I'm sure we've got some pictures of that in the Bamboozle archive. If you look on teletextart.co.uk, I did an article about Bamber Boozler quite a while ago, a couple of years ago. And there's a picture of Uncle Bazza Boozler there. There's also Frank N. Open was another character, presumably created by Biffo, who presented Bamboozle. And a bunch of other guest presenters.
Well, the man with the long chin was supposed to guest present Bamboozle at one point, although, and it was even trailed, I think, but I don't think it ever happened, or at least the recovery that we managed to get of the day where it was supposed to happen, he wasn't there. It was just Bamber as usual.
Oh.
Yeah, but there was a early in 1993 there was a caption competition on Digi where you had the man and Turn of the Worm just having it out with each other, and you had to caption that. So I wonder sometimes if there would have been a crossover with Bamber if they could, and just like if the Teletext management had just said no, these things cannot mix. Bamber is family friendly.
Well, I think we'll get into the man with the long chin a little bit later on if we've got time, because I've got a couple of questions about him, if you don't mind. Oh, well, actually, you know what? I'll ask one of them now while we're on the subject of the man with the long chin, just as a bit of an aside. So I was thinking about the naming of men with the long chin. I don't know if Bamber has gone on record at any point to talk about it, but I thought man with the long chin is a very typical digitizer name, if only for the fact that you expect him to be called Chinny or the Chinster or something like that. But no, they just called him the man with the long chin because he's got a long chin. Now, I don't know if you know, but did the drawing come first and the name second?
I think it was the drawing first, because his original name was Man with a Long Chin and Wearing Pink Beret. So his name was just a description of what he looked like.
Yeah.
So I guess that they couldn't fit on with Pink Beret, so he just became the Man with a Long Chin. And of course, that just got shortened to the Man eventually.
Yeah. Well, for somebody just jumping into Digitizer, that could be quite confusing because the man diary. What's this man diary? What's this supposed
to... Who is the man?
He's just
this
the man.
One man. What is the relevance of this?
Yeah, you don't know he's the man with the long chin. It's just been shortened to the man. You wouldn't have had the room to fit the man with the long chin diary at the top, would you, in a big banner?
No, not at all. And there were various man graphics over the years. Like throughout 1994, pretty much every week he looked different, like wearing different outfits and costumes and things.
Yeah.
I mean, Biffo must have had a lot of fun drawing them. But later on, in the late 90s, he lost his iconic pink beret. And this was around the time that the Digi fan sites were starting to come on the scene. And the Page 170 fan site, which was run by a guy called David Deans, actually had a diary of the pink beret. So the pink beret was no longer on the man's head. He'd gone wandering off, and he was actually writing a diary for the pink beret instead.
Really?
Yeah, so that lived on. Then eventually the man got his beret back and the diary stopped.
Well, Digitizer continues to shock me in ways that I never would have expected. The lore. I mean, we're going into the Bamber lore here, but that's just one character. Imagine the lore surrounding all these other Digitizer ones. Well, speaking of Bamber, let's just get back to him here. Otherwise, we'll never finish the list. So let's have a look. Bamber becomes Spider. Now, I wonder what that could be, because maybe he changed his name by deed poll to Spider.
I'd like to think that's the one. Yeah, given that it's in inverted commas.
Yeah, well, or he got down on all fours and pretended to be a spider for some reason. And I don't know how that was represented in teletext. DW says, I'm surprised that Prince, Prints, didn't swipe the pink beret.
Yeah, that would have, yeah, of course, raspberry beret. Excuse me. Yeah, that would have been perfect.
DW is on fire tonight with these puns. That's wonderful. Oh, excellent. Yeah, would have loved to see that, I think. Maybe Biffo's watching this, and when he brings back the Digitizer Teletext service, as he will, we'll see that, I'm sure. So Bamber admits fraud charges. You mentioned that. So I wonder what happened there. I wonder what he's been doing. All his proceeds.
In his account.
Yeah, it's obviously, overseas bank account. I wonder if the proceeds he was getting from Digitizer, sorry, Bamboozle.
I like Bamber Ben's tab off locker, just because it brings to mind this kind of high school jock just casually bullying this nerdy kid or something.
And Bamber is about 60 years old as well.
Yeah, imagine.
Hello, children.
Yeah, in a leather jacket with like slick back hair and something.
Greetings, fellow children. Yeah, Bamber booked for late tackle. We've done that. Bamber Boozler lives on. Yeah, he does. Except, I don't know if this is canon, but Biffo has made an artwork commemorating Bamber Boozler. He supposedly died in a wind tunnel or something. Is it true, or is it just madness?
Well, I think I don't know whether Biffo is in charge of Bamber Cannon. Exactly. Being the guy that drew him originally, but not in charge of him. I guess he. I don't know whether that's canon or not. Maybe the Bamber fandom will have something to say about it.
Yeah.
So there certainly is Bamber fandom as well, because every time you see on Twitter that somebody discovers that teletext recovery is a thing, There's all this flurry of replies, and people are amazed about it. But somebody always brings up Bamboozle, and how much they enjoy playing over the years. And when I talk to people I know about Teletext, Bamber is always something that comes up. If anybody used Teletext back in the day, chances are they were on Bamboozle at one point. It's something that has a legacy pretty much unrivaled by anything else.
Yeah, I have the same experiences, even when we went to the first block party at Tate Britain, which didn't only invite Teletextites, but everybody, and sort of the youngsters that used to go to the Tate, even they would come in and say, "Oh, I know about Bamber Boozler and Bamboozle. I remember doing that as a small kid." So absolutely, if you remember nothing else about Teletext, you remember either the holidays or Bamber Boozler.
He's iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reason we're talking about him tonight. Hopefully we can expand this lore a little bit, although it's quite difficult, as we've said, to figure out what is canon and what isn't. Pixeltron says, Bamber and Bamber booked to flight on Teletext's final day, and they were never heard from again. So is that canon again? I don't know. But I do have a copy of the last ever version of Bamboozle, and I don't think there was anything special on there. I think there was an extra edition of Bamboozle, but there wasn't sort of a lore expanding page that said, following Bamboozle, we are going on a holiday. Something's in my head though. Now, either I read that or I wrote it on the Digitizer 2000 website or something, and people seem to think that it's real.
I think they were just flying to somewhere that still had a teletext service.
Yeah, they've gone to Germany. In fact, he's presenting the German version of Bamboozle currently. The DW says Mboozle. So that's Bamboozle without the BA. Oh, Pixeltron said that I wrote. Yeah, I did indeed write that Bamber and Bamber booked a flight on the final day. But that's not real. That's just me pretending to expand the lore. It would be interesting if that showed up on Wikipedia one day and somebody quoted it as a real thing that happened. Oh dear. So Bamber can eat a bus. Well, can he then? I know of people.
Well, his face is big enough.
Yeah, he could eat a teletext buzz if it was a small one, couldn't he?
I like that he was busted for jaywalking as well. Again, like the casual hoodlum that he is.
Bamber busted. Well, Buster Boozler could have been busted for jaywalking because he's a buster. Bamber casually crushes map. Well, right. I have a theory about some of these. I don't know if you've seen, but occasionally Biffo likes to post silly things on his Twitter. And once he posted, he's posted a few of these generators where you take one word from the first column, one word from the second column, and one from the third to make your, I don't know, your porn star name. I can't remember. What has he done? Is it like...
There was a generate your own man's daddy joke one that he did.
Yeah. Well, this puts me in mind of that, where he put random words after each other to make these little teasers, or if he just made them up off the top of his head. I don't know. So let's have a look. Lots of Bamber caught offside. Bamber chews moth and month as well.
Yeah, he's got a calendar. He's just chewing on that.
There you go. Bamber charged with fraud. Bamber clobbers cash cow. Now you wonder if Bamboozle was a cash cow, and that's one of the reasons why it lasted so long. Bamber climbs giant mag on TV. I've seen this one before. I don't know. It's very similar to the map, isn't it? He crushes the map, but
you can imagine it like an oversized living room, or he's been shrunk down or something.
Yeah, it could be giant magazine, or it could be a giant magpie. I don't know. It's the absurdity of some of these. Bamber coaxes seal into drain. Bamber consults foam book. That's the book about foam. Well, there you go. Bamber crushes TV moth. Which is something to do with chewing the moth, I guess. It's the continuation of it. Let's have a look. Bamber derails mine cart with a K. Oh, yeah, that's right, isn't it? No, that's the incorrect spelling. Oh, so it could be like Mario Kart. Could be one of those go-karts. Well, there's one that's not here, actually. Bamber develops cough show, but I think there's one that said Bamber develops slow pain. I remember that because I remember laughing at it a long time.
I think I remember that one as well, actually. Yeah. It's funny how some of these so random, so long ago, do actually stick in your memory.
Yeah, well, I loved those. Bamber develops women's hair.
Which seems to have been swiftly changed to Wonder Hair.
And yeah, I wonder what that could be. It could be his toupee, a reference to his wig. I don't know. Let's have a look. Bamber discards Morse code book. And yeah, you don't need Morse code when you've got teletext, do you? So eventually, Bamber did do jury service. I've never been called up to jury service, but I assume that one of those weeks where Bamber wasn't presenting, he had to go and do jury service.
I think chronologically, that must surely come before he admitted the fraud charges. I don't think he would have been allowed to serve.
Yeah, well, yeah. There you go. Well, there's one not here as well that we've gone past. Bamber chews Scottish wasp. I was thinking about this last night. I wonder if it's a blue and white striped wasp instead of black and yellow.
Of course, yeah. There's a lot of chewing going on, a lot of wasps in there.
Chewing of moths and wasps. Yeah. Ew, I bet that's disgusting. Bamber dreams of brown yo-yo. Another random brown. Bamber eats 4 beetles. What you mean?
4. Exactly 4.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo, you mean? Bamber eats 4 chalk beans. Are you sure that's not Venus? Oh, I've got a question, actually. Did the word Venus, B-E-A-N-U-S, or B-E-E-N-I-S, ever appear in Digitizer, as far as you know?
E-E-N-I-S did, yeah. Right. And I can't remember what it was. It might have been in a man diary. But we managed to recover it. And when Biffo saw it, he couldn't believe that even back then he was making that joke.
Yeah. Angelica Jake says, I don't get this list. I think the point is you're not supposed to get it. It's just
like much of Digitizer, basically.
No, these were clickbait headlines before they even existed. They're just complete nonsense, a lot of them. As long as they have Bamber in the title, I think they just got away with it, to be fair.
Well, this is one of the things that Biffo got a dressing down from management for just before the Digigate era, when he was forced to remove the humour from Digi. The management didn't like the fact that he used these kind of strange ways to advertise other sections, and the fact that one of the banners was Finger the Index. Yes. And then just the index of teletext, when he just meant like index finger going down an index, whereas the management chap had thought it was something a little more salacious.
Well, it was such an innocent thing taken in completely the wrong way. I mean
he was misunderstood always. He's such an innocent guy.
I mean, all the stuff in this list, none of it is naughty or nasty. Pixeltron has a relevant comment. They say, digitizer logic, brown equals funny. And I can't disagree with that at all. Um, so yeah, nothing naughty going on here. Bamber eats swan in graveyard. Well, that could be quite naughty because that's illegal, isn't it? You're not
Only
supposed
the
to eat
Queen's allowed to
swan.
do that.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to paint swans either.
Unless you've got swan paint.
Well, yeah. What were the colours of swan paint again? Do you
Swan colour.
remember? Uh, do you remember? There was a list of colours that they came in, wasn't there? Swan paint.
Brown 2.0.
Yeah, it's brown again. You can only imagine what that might have been. Bamber eats your pets. Oh, don't look, children. Very political one there. Bamber enforces whaling laws. Let's skip over that. Bamber escapes to victory. A little bit like the film there, and that was actually used in two different generations of Bamboozle. You can see the page difference there. Once when Bamber Boozler was on 152, and once when he was on 458. So reusage of content there.
I wonder how much time passed between those.
Yeah.
We can probably figure it out, can't we? But off the top of my head, I've no idea.
Bamber experiences flaked pods. Oh, that sounds nasty.
I like defaults for the beaker people.
Yeah. What's that, do you think?
Well, given that it's digitizer, it could mean something completely different. But I think weren't the beaker people early settlers in the UK or something? So who wouldn't fall for the beaker people? The little guys with beakers.
Yeah, it could be scientists. He's fallen for the scientists. Okay, I'm just going to look over one more of these, and then I'm going to go and get something from downstairs. Is that okay? Can you hold the stream for a couple of minutes? Would that be okay? Hello?
For me? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent. So Bamber flicks salt at vet and then vets. So one week he did it to just one of them, and then the next week he did it to a few of them because he liked the experience so much. What do you think about that?
Well, the vets turn up quite a lot in the digitizer over the years, and it doesn't surprise me at all that Bamber's becoming involved with their antics. And yeah, clearly he got a kick out of it the first time, so he's gone for multiple vets.
Yeah, absolutely. The vets are enjoying that one, especially the ward veterans. Well, hopefully he's not talking about those. Right. I'll just be a couple of minutes. Would you be able to look over a couple of these while I just take a quick break?
Go for it, Dan.
Cheers. Thank you.
So we've seen him flicking salt at vets. We can see him also flicking yolk into a furnace. Just imagine what that would be like. Pretty melty, I would imagine. And founding KW civilization. What's KW? Who is KW? Is it a thing? Where is the civilization? What do they believe in? Kind of elements of some kind of Jules Verne thing there going on, maybe. But they'd also found bulb civilization. But then, what kind of bulb? There are more questions than answers there, really, aren't there? Is it light bulbs? Is it plants? Who knows? And what kind of a civilization are they? Do they revere the bulb? Is it a god to them? We don't know. And it's also tantalizing. Like so often, these things, they leave us wanting more, and we never find out. Bamber's crazy semi-illegal antics again. They're gluing a shell to a minister. But what kind of minister? Is it a vicar, or is it a politician? Both, he could get into quite a lot of trouble for, but with varying levels of legal tariffs, I should imagine. Bamber goes out of your mind, not his mind, your mind. So presumably first he'd have to get into your mind. So the ramifications there are a little bit disturbing too. Bamber goes swan crazy. Who wouldn't go swan crazy? Swans are excellent, obviously. Another perennial digitizer favorite, the swan there. Bamber goes undercover, question mark? Is he undercover? Is he a double agent? Is he a triple agent? What does it mean? We just don't know. Bamber grows flippers in drum. Again, what kind of flippers? Is he going snorkeling, or is it sort of a frog or something like that? Is it some kind of horrific genetic mutation? The drum gives the suspicion that it's some kind of industrial thing. So yeah, perhaps we don't want to know. Bamber gunned down like a dog. Again, some kind of Martin Scorsese 1970s kind of illustration there, perhaps. Bamber has a flabby body. Well, he's in his 60s, so.
Well, yeah, he should have been doing some of the Jane Fonda exercises, I think. Sorry,
we all need to keep up the standard.
Yeah, of course. Bamber in Wasp Swap Tragedy. Another wasp-related one there, but I love that one. Bamber imagines that he's naked. Yeah, Bamber hurls coal in defiance.
Again, the mental images that conjures are very vivid.
Imagine he's working down a mine. That was his previous life, I think, as a miner. Bamber, well, he's hired a few things. He's hired a dungeon. I don't know what that's for. And a pony. Maybe to put in the dungeon. And a cough. How can you hire a cough? Some of these are extremely abstract. Dadaist, if you will. I mean, Bamber in Wasp Swap Tragedy could have been Wife Swap Tragedy, couldn't it?
Bamber in the Dark Avenger probe. No, that we need answers to.
Yep, maybe.
I think, yeah. Is there a suggestion that he's a superhero on the side?
Bamber Man. Bamber indoctrinates tired pig. So is that Fat Sow, perhaps?
Well, if Fat Sow seems anything but tired to me. Although all that anger, surely, at the end of the day, it must leave her tired.
Pixeltron says, hi. Oh, no, sorry. Hello. Wasn't Bambette the one that said she wore the trousers in the family? At least in the Dan Fireman cinematic universe. That's probably the case, I would say. I can't remember what the reasoning was behind me writing that. Honestly, I'll give you a bit of background info on that article. I was going to do a proper game facts style FAQ of the game on how to play it. But then I thought, how am I going to do that? It's impossible. It'll be about 3 paragraphs long. So I just started writing stupid stuff. And I think a lot of it fell a little bit flat. But there you go. It's there. It's out there on the internet if you want to go and look at it. And Pixeltron has. So hi, Nikki. How are you this evening? I dropped into one of your streams the other day. That was good on the bank holiday. Really enjoyed that. So we're currently looking at these little Bamber advertisements that used to appear on Digitizer. So let's see. Bamber inhibits wayward sect. So he's doing his good deed for the day there. Just trying to put them. Go on.
There's something about Bamber invents Dunamu shoes. it just really tickles me.
What is that supposed to be? Dynamo? But is that like an in joke that Biffo had in the office? Dynamo, 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 Dirk.
Dynamo.
Dynamo. Bamber invents paint shoes. No, he doesn't. Anybody who's painted can say that they've invented it before him. Bamber invents super chaff. Now, what's a chaff in this instance? Bamber invents robot pug. Of course, we do have robot pugs these days, and it's all thanks to Bamber. Bamber is not dead. Of course he isn't. Of course he isn't. I think some of those might have been placed possibly towards the end of Teletext's life, just to say that he's definitely here. He's still here, and bamboozling, I guess. Bamber is so very handsome. I think we can all agree with that. Bamber is this fat. Very well. That's very much at odds with the previous one, I would say. So perhaps he went from handsome to ugly in a week. What do you think? Hello?
Could be. Maybe he just had to have a crash diet though. Maybe it was the other way around. Perhaps he did Atkins.
Yes. Well, I think Bamber is very handsome anyway, so I'm going to ignore the others. Bamber lashes out at filth. Now, could this be a reference to the filth posted on Digitizer? And the press's disdain, perhaps.
Yeah, I took that to be the anachronistic pejorative term for the police. I can see him getting bundled and taken away.
Bamber was very much at odds with the police during his lifetime.
Because was becoming clear.
Let's have a look here. Bamber measures stranded donkey. Just wonderful. I wonder if that's a reference to Mr. Hers is, oh goodness me, I'm trying to dig this one out
in
now.
his book.
Yeah.
Spanish Steps. Yeah. Where he goes across Spain with a donkey, a recalcitrant donkey at that.
Is that a right?
It can't be, because that book didn't come out until the mid 2000s, I think.
Okay. Well, goodness name, Tim Moore did mention that at one of the block parties. He talked about the donkey sanctuary that he was doing some stuff with. I can't remember specifically the story that he told, but it could tie in somehow. Another cookery related one there. Bamber melts sinister chalk, and he pickles. Wait a minute. Bamber pickles mother, and then later on, Bamber pickled mother. Oh dear.
Bamber poses as Hunt Saboteur. Is that relating back to Spider earlier? Is he become like Spider from Coronation Street? And he's going around, going up trees and trying to disrupt the hunt.
Yes, perhaps. But Coronation Street was a Channel 3 thing, wasn't it? Whereas Digitizer was mostly Channel 4. So, I don't know about that. I don't know about them promoting a different channel. What have we got here? Bamber rides dog like a horsey. Now, he shouldn't do that, Bamber. You'll break the back. Especially considering Bamber is this fat. Very. Oh, poor doggy. Bamber roars his approval. What of, you ask? What of? Indeed.
Bamber does strike you as a man that when he approves of something, he does roar it.
Yes. Yeah. Do you think when he reads the questions on Bamboozle, he roars them all? Question 1. Who bought the Chinese Empire?
The booming Brian Blessed voice.
Yeah, the Bamber Blessed. Surprised that he never made an appearance.
Oh, there's a missed opportunity.
Pixeltron says, let's have a look. I thought of the filth one as a liquid filth Columbo reference. An exciting meal has been ruined by the presence of this liquid filth. So fans of Ashens can go and look up on YouTube a remix that he has done called Liquid Filth. Pixeltron says, Bamber is part dino, page 458. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Let's have a look. Bamber seduces wax grandpa. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, Bamber seduces wax grandpa. So maybe he's in Madame Tussauds, maybe speaking to the waxworks. And I'm not going to say which one in particular, because this is a family stream. So Bamber sings this. Dundali, and also Pasodan. They're very, very digitized at that one, I think. Pasodan. So it could be Parsnip Dan or something. He grows parsnips.
I wonder what he did to spark public disorder. I mean, he's a charismatic man. You can imagine him having followers.
Oh, yes, of course. Maybe he was the leader of a cult, the Bamber Boozler cult. Yeah.
I think it's all too probable.
Yeah, considering some of the other little ads that we've got here about the fraud that he's committed and the general public nuisance that he's been causing.
You can imagine the wanted posters.
Yeah. Wanted, Pixel Man. I've mentioned this a few times, but if you search for Bamber Boozler on Google, you will come across a picture that somebody has made where they've taken Bamber's head from Teletext and in Microsoft Paint attempted to draw his body in all pixelated form. And it's absolutely hilarious, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I should have used it as the background image on this stream. But there you go. Bamber strings you along with his dodgy questions. What have we got? Bamber stretches goat. That's bizarre. Yeah, maybe he's a farmer now. Maybe that's in the later years, he became a part-time farmer and he stretches the goats out. Bamber swaps Oreo for old man. Ole man. Older man. Old man.
Yeah, I always thought that was like as in old man, but yeah, maybe Ole man. maybe it's a matador. In which case, that's a better swap. Before I used to think, well, maybe he should have kept the Oreo.
Yeah, possibly. Well, Bamber himself is an old man, so maybe he swapped himself for an Oreo. All we know is he's called Bamber Boozler. So this one made me laugh. Sorry, I'm not laughing so much now because it's making me hurt. Bamber swells with pride. Oh dear. I wonder what
How much?
Well, yeah, 3 times the size, perhaps. But yeah, he's so proud of his quiz and everything that it did. So Pixeltron is reading things out from my articles about Bamber. Oh dear. See, they're not canon, Pixeltron. These are canon. That's the difference. I just made those up from the top of my head. Whereas these aren't. These are carefully considered by the creator of Bamber himself. Or at least the official artist of Bamber, shall we say.
Based on Bob Monkhouse, I think, if I was said before.
That's right. I think that's out there on the internet somewhere, and you can go and read it. In fact, he might have talked about it in a previous episode of the live stream. Go and search for the Teletext R podcast and look up the Block Party 2016 specials. Yeah. Biffo was on one of those. Bamber tried to paint my tummy. But what's this? Bamber tried to daddy me up. That's bizarre, isn't it?
I'm hoping that's in a kind of a Huggy Bear kind of daddy way.
Yeah, probably.
It's just like a 70s New York pimp or something.
I think Biffo was obsessed with daddies somehow. I don't know what gives me that impression, but
there are a lot of references to daddies on Digitizer over the years.
Yeah, well, if we could pick that apart as a psychologist, we could go quite far. But let's not do that today. We'll wait until Biffo himself is here, so he can speak for himself on that matter. Oh dear, Bamber tried to swat my daddy. because my daddy is a fly, perhaps. We're coming towards the end of these, are we? Actually, no, there's still a load more. There's still a load more. Bamber ululates like a gorgon. What does ululate mean? Did he make that
Something
up?
very biological, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, see, I told you, expanding your vocabulary on the Teletext art stream tonight. Bamber videos green Dalek. Well, nothing so special about that because we all do that every week. So, Bamber whines about wine. I like that one. Something so clean about it compared to the other ones. Oh,
You can imagine Bamber being a bit of a wine snob as well.
Yeah, I think he would be. In fact, I bet he mostly asked questions about wine on his quiz. He must have been drunk on wine at least 1 or 2 times when he presented Bamboozle.
Seems likely. Every day for 15 years or whatever it was.
Yeah. The only way that he could get through it, probably. So there's a bunch of Bambers here. Bamber's beautiful bits. Oh, perhaps a reference to the Channel 4 television show bits.
Bamber's pretty in pink. I can now see Molly Ringwald in the film with Bamber's face on.
There is actually one that's not on here as well that says, Bamber, I like pink. So that's another pink reference.
And then later, Bamber, I lie, I loathe pink.
Yes, that's it.
He reeled you in, and then he swapped it around just when he had you.
Yeah, Bamber's paper lung for sale. Bamber, are you festive? Very Christmassy one there. A lot of Bamber, you repulse me ones there. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. Right, so I think we might come to some interesting ones here. Bamber, do you think the pink? What's that? Is that a reference to snooker, perhaps? Do you think
the Pink Panther?
Yeah. The Pink Panther wafer biscuits. I want one of them now. Dearie me. Bamber, eat my tights. So Bamber is an alternate universe version of Bart Simpson, I think, because they are yellow. Which came first? Well, I think it was Bart came first, but then Bamber came along.
That episode with The Simpsons where Bart gets taken in by Mr. Burns, and Homer and Marge hire a deprogrammer to try and get him back and get him deprogrammed, and they accidentally get Hans Moleman by mistake. Hans Moleman comes in all shriveled up with his shorts on and his skateboard.
Oh, a bunga dude! Yeah, a classic episode. Wonderful. Yeah, I often think there's a crossover. Between Bamber and The Simpsons, or at least a lot of the yellow characters on Digi, and indeed Teletext. Bamber, don't kick that kid. I wonder what that's a reference to. Don't kick that. I don't know. It escapes me. Bamber, food is for wimps. He's a breatharian now.
He's like Gordon Gekko in Wall Street. He doesn't lunch. He doesn't breakfast or dinner either.
I wonder if that's where that comes from. Bamber, huts are for wimps. Oh, well, I don't think we'll go into that.
In the rain.
Look at all these. Bamber, I adore Tootsie. So is that the film Tootsie?
I would presume so. Who wouldn't really?
Well, look at all of these things that Bamber is. It's like, do you remember the Stig from Top Gear? I'm talking about it as if it was a thing in the past, because it's still going, isn't it, Top Gear? But I keep forgetting that it's because after Clarkson and those guys ended their involvement. In my head, it died. But anyway, in the Jeremy Clarkson voice, Bamber, I am the bravest. Bamber is the 1 in 10. There you go. I am the Woolworths as well. It's a bit like I am the Walrus, but I am the Woolworths, a Scooby-Doo-Doo.
You could just picture the scene at Credit Crunch 2007, and like the CEO of Woolworths, as everything's falling down around him. Like, I am the Woolworths.
Did you see that earlier this year about a kid who fooled some of the major newspaper sites into thinking that Woolworths were coming back? He created a fake Woolworths account saying, "We're coming back soon, ladies and gentlemen." And I think The Guardian posted an article saying, "Oh, they've teased that they're coming back. They must be coming back."
It's all too easy to fool journalists.
Yeah. And later on, they changed the article to say, "Kid fools everybody," or something. Yeah. Bamber,
we weren't taken in, of course.
Yeah, of course. No, nothing to do with that. Oh, these days you can't get away with anything online, can you? There's evidence of everything. Whereas back in the teletext days, if something was taken off, yeah, well, I think Biffo's talked about this more than once, where he would post things, somebody would complain, but by the time somebody would come to look again, it had been changed mysteriously, as if it had never been put there in the first place.
There was one in particular that springs to mind there, where they this was in the days when they were having their feuds with various other rival games mags, and they took to reviewing other magazines for some reason, just in case they weren't hated enough by their peers. And in one of them, they described the magazine as being irrelevant, and the publisher rang up in an absolute rage, demanding that it be taken down, and he was going to sue. He wanted a printout of it, so they quietly changed irrelevant to irreverent. Yes. And then they sent him a printout of that, and never heard from him again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Where, I mean, you can't get away with that now, can you? Because everybody's scrutinizing. There's the Internet Archive, and actually, Biffo can't get away with it either, because there's the Teletext Archive. And one day, we're going to uncover all these things. If he doesn't tell the public about them, we will find them. We're going to expose him. So, Pixeltron says, "Some say he lives in a tree, and that his sweat can be used to clean precious metals. All we know is he might just be Bamber Boozler." There you go. That's your Top Gear reference. He also says, or Pixeltron also says, "It's just dragging across the floor. A shame, really." I believe that's a reference to, which one was it? Oh, I can't find it now. But I think we know which one he's talking about. DW, Bamboozle to return. Source, this stream. Bamber bounces back with Bitcoin. Hey, nobody steal that idea, because I'm going to do that. Bamber, I drive funny. There you go. That's the reason he was in court. Bamber, I hate disco. Don't think I agree with you there. There we go. This is the I like pink, I loathe pink thingy. Interesting that some of those are on page 952. I think that's a recovery error, though. Bamber, I know where you live. Oh, I'm a bit frightened now. Good job he died. Oh, Bamber, I like your wall. Bamber, I must destroy cars. Sorry. Bamber, I sex you up. Oh, these are classic. Bamber.
Colour Me Bad.
Yeah.
Early 90s boy bands fronted by Bamber Boozler.
Yeah. Oh dear. Bamber, I will save the world. Bamber, I wish you wouldn't. Bamber, I'll bust your nooks. Yeah. At least it's not, I'll bust your nads. Bamber, I'm a fat yellow guy.
Hooray! At least he's owning it.
Yeah. What is this madness? I'll pray for your yeast. Bamber, I'm checking you out. I'm checking you out, mate. Let's have a look. Sorry, this is just degenerating into me laughing at these now. It's the first time I've seen some of them. Bamber, I'm seriously illin, dude.
In a 1980s hip hop style.
Yeah, and then later on, Bamber, I have never said that. Maybe in reference to some of the dumb things he said earlier. So, like I said, he claimed that he never said it, but we've got the archives, ladies and gentlemen. We've archived the teletext pages. We have evidence. So, Bamber, leave my dog alone. How hypocritical. Hypocritical, because wasn't he beating up a dog earlier?
Exactly. He can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Bamber, move your fat buttski. I love that. I'm going to use that in things. Let's just quickly go through the list of these here. Bamber, you're dead, Doug. Who's Doug? I wonder if that's a specific message to a specific Doug. I wonder if they wrote into Digitizer and said, can you give me a shout out? And then they said, you're dead, Doug. Nobody ever asks for a shout out.
Oh, we'll give you a shout out, Doug. We'll give you a shout out, all right.
Now, interestingly, we've got Bamber, I lie, I loathe pink. And it's just got the single brackets. So that was shown a separate week. Bamber, he's a dancer for money. Hold on a minute. We've got Bamber, he's a private dancer. Bamber, he's a dancer for money. So two cut from the same cloth there, from the same song.
Just imagine him in the long Tina Turner sparkling dress.
Oh yeah, I challenge somebody to do that for the next Teletext art challenge thingy. Alistair, if you're watching this, next thing, Tina Turner as our theme. Chinese burns for all. Isn't that great? Bamber, I play conkers. Bamber, pump action latest. Bamber, the lady's friend. Of course, he is the housewife's favorite.
And also simultaneously the nudist vicar. Maybe they're connected.
Yeah. Oh, matron. Pixeltron says, Bamber, I've eaten a pod. That didn't age well. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't eat pods. And we're coming to the end there. Bamber, my face is so yellow. Yeah, he keeps talking about being yellow, doesn't he? And that's pretty much it. But Bamber does tell us that his favorite Teletubby is La La. So what do you think about that? Do you agree with that?
La La was the yellow one, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, that's deeper than I thought. Bamber, I am a bee. Yeah.
He can't restrain himself. Bamber, I kiss you.
I kiss you. Oh, a nice one to finish on there. After all the nasty ones, we've got a nice.
Although you imagine that he's got some kind of like port's breath with his wine collection that he whines about.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, there we go. Another excellent piece of lore on Bamber Boozler there. Lano is here. Hi, Lano. You missed my story earlier about the tar machine. I was talking a bit about when I was at a Wigan Athletic game. Unfortunately, you missed my silly story. I don't think I've ever told you this story, but I'm not telling it again because it took me about 10 minutes to tell it in the end. But yeah, back to Bamber. Yeah, so a wonderful collection there of ads from Digitizer relating to Bamber.
It's a lovely thing to have. It's just a little bit of silly nonsense, but given we can see the number of them there. So how long these things ran for over the years. It's just nice to have a little collection.
How many do we have there? There's got to be hundreds.
There has to be, doesn't there? I mean, there are quite a few duplicates, but even so, yeah.
Any of you guys see ones that you enjoyed in particular there that we can just go over? But yeah, well, I think that's been a worthwhile experience there, going over a few of the lesser known Bamber facts. Yeah, and look at that, we've been doing that an hour. Wow, that was more fun than I thought it would be.
Well, he lived such a rich and varied life. You know, you can say so much about him.
Sarah Burgess says, see, this is why Dan doesn't get to choose the weekly prompts. That's in reference to Tina Turner, I think. Also, Sarah says, I wonder if the reused ones were intentionally recycled or if his brain just came up with the same ideas all over again. Well, that could have been the idea at least once, I think. What else? Jellica says, nice goose. Drawing animals as small as possible in teletext is fun. Yep, I think that's one of the main points of teletext, to be fair. Jellica Jake said dungeon pony in relevance to the dungeon and the pony earlier. Oh, DW wants us to do a Bamber collaborative drawing. We shall do that. We shall do that. We'll finish up the teletext prompt thingy-majigs, and then we'll get onto that. That's a great idea. Great idea. Chipfork, ululate means to howl or wail loudly. Well, thank you for that, because I didn't know. There we go. Expand your vocab. So, Chris, do we have any more questions for Chris? How long do you have left, Chris?
Probably 5 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Right, that's fine. Well, thank you very much for joining us for this episode.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. Always nice to talk about Bamber.
Yeah, and we did get to talk about Digitizer quite a lot there.
Yeah. Obviously, given the source material, they're kind of related, aren't they? And Mr. Biffo gets everywhere when it comes to teletext.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, it'd be good if you could join us once again sometime in the future, and we can talk more about Digitizer, because there's just so much. There's so much in there. There's so much material. How are we doing with the archive at the moment, by the way?
Oh, we're just being deluged with recoveries at the moment. There are something like 1,100 editions now on the Superpage 58 archive. We're well over a third of all broadcast digi being recovered now, which is just mind-boggling when you think about it. Who even thought that we'd get a tenth of that? So yeah, it's impressive stuff, and it just keeps coming in. There's so many people getting into it at the moment, and they just keep gorging out on the tapes. I think Tom Pitts just acquired a stack of them, something like 400 VHS tapes that he's working his way through. So yeah, there's no end in sight at the moment.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the archive. If you want to go to this, guys, superpage58.com is the address, and click Digitizer Archives, and it's right here, Digitizer Page Archive. We've got, I think there's a count here, isn't there?
Yeah, there's an inventory that I update every time I post more.
28,000 pages as of the 8th of June. Whoa, goodness me. I mean, one day, what are you going to do when we've got all the recoveries and there's no more to get? Are you going to retire?
I honestly hadn't thought about it. I mean, I when I started it, I didn't even think that we'd get to half, but we're steaming ahead in a way that makes me think we'll probably get there next year, maybe. So who knows? I'll sit back and allow myself a moment of satisfaction, I think, and from then on, yeah. I just hope my amount of web space can handle it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Teletext pages don't tend to be very big files.
Yeah, that's true. So you've got the actual, you've got the GIFs, haven't you? The PNGs on the site.
Yeah, they're all images. Yeah. It's not HTML like Jason's archive and some of the others.
Yeah. So let's just pick a random day, and yeah, we've got these Get your zombie action figures here. Toy Story. There you go. So, guys, please visit that. If you don't know about Chris Bell, where have you been living for the last 5 years? Under a rock? No, I'm only kidding. Let's have a look what nice drawings we have here. The Incredible Hulk Man Diary. Le Jacques du Ghost. Le Jacques du Ghost. Mr. Nude there has no eyes. He's got white shades on. And Mrs. Nude, wired child in his flashing eyes. Wonderful.
Wired child, the puffy jacket, the resident puffy jacket, of course.
There he is, the legendary wired child. So thank you for joining us tonight. And do you have anything else that you want to tell everybody?
No, I mean, as I say, the teletext recoveries just keep on coming at the moment. So I'm regularly updating the site once, maybe even twice a week at the moment. So yeah, stay tuned. There's always new material.
Yeah, I do recommend that. And please follow at Superpage58 on Twitter because Chris, is always posting updates on what's found. Whether you're a fan of the comedy of Digitizer or the teletext art, it's always worth a look.
I always try to pick out some of the choicest cuts.
Oh yeah, and some of the wonderful stuff that you've found in the last few weeks, in particular, the Batman, Man's Daddy.
That was a lovely one. Yeah,
great, wasn't it?
Yeah, from the period where he was changing on a daily basis.
Yeah. So much more to find, so many more costumes of the man. So thank you very much. Cheers, Chris.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Chris. Wonderful Chris. Good to have him on again. So Lano is back. He's posted a picture of Honduras. The flag of Honduras. And Borussia Dortmund is there. Up the ticks, up the teletext, up the teletext ticks. Go on, I'll tell you the story again. Lano, if you're watching this. In fact, I'll bring the teletext picture up as well that I made based on it. If I can find it. I'll scroll back here. So, I was going to a Wigan Athletic versus Newcastle match back when Wigan Athletic were in the Premier League. And I was across the road at a pub called the Brickmaker's Arms, which you will know, Mr. Lano. You'll know it very well indeed. And it was full of course, Wigan Athletic fans and Newcastle fans. But a lot of them didn't have shirts on, so it was hard to tell whether they were locals or from Geordie land. And one of them came up to me and said, "All right, mate, where's Time Machine?" Sorry, Time Machine? I thought it was a Wiganer saying Time Machine, but no, it was a Geordie dude. And he actually wanted to know where the cigarette machine was. The tar machine. There you go. So that was the day that I found out that Time Machine in Wiganese sounds an awful lot like tar machine in Geordie. So there you go. Lano. AGL, bring it back. Bring it back. Lano, bring it back. Just bring it back for a special one-off edition. The lockdown edition. So let's get back to the teletext art. Oh no, he's deleted that message. Forget that. AGL stands for Alternative Georgian something. Yeah. Pretend I never said anything. Right, so let's get back to the snails. Nathan Dane says, didn't have shirts on. What kind of pub do you go to, Dan? A very interesting pub. Let's put it that way. But I don't usually go there, you see. It's just the one across the road from the ground, the one nearest to it. And it's still quite a walk away. It's still at least 5 minutes walk away. So if you're drunk, it's quite difficult to get from one to the other. And I can't say that from experience because I wouldn't know. So here is Wyn's wonderful snail. wonderful and whimsical snail. Very colourful snail. Now, I attempted to draw a snail for this challenge. You may see it eventually, but it's nowhere near as nice as this. I'm shamed. I'm put to shame by how nice this is. The wonderful background and held graphics usage there. Yeah, Borussia Dortmund says AGL stands for Alternative Georgia something. Yeah, just ignore that. But a wonderful snail there, very cartoony. He's a quite miffed though, and I mentioned that. He looks a bit peeved, like somebody just offered him salt for his fries. Yeah. A great entry there. Pardon me, I have my apple here. So, Just a Dude is next up. Hello, Just a Dude. I know you're watching this. The window of overtaking. And the snail is traveling at 2 miles per hour. Now, I wondered with this one, what's going on? Hey, Just a Dude, are you out there? Are you listening? I wondered what was going on in the background, whether that was a big building or something. But apparently it's the side of the motorway. I'm not sure. It is a building, isn't it? I thought it was a pattern at first. But it feels like everything that's going on has been squeezed into the bottom third of the page, which there's nothing wrong with. It's just quite funny. I like the car. I do like the car. It's hard to represent cars in such low res. It's a giant snail as well. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that pub with people with no shirts on. Yeah. Right, the snail trail here from Pixel Blip. And if you follow that, it'll make your eyes go funny. So don't try it. All in separated graphics, which Carl will like. Oh, speaking of Carl, I forgot to say that he's not going to be with us tonight. So, hi, Carl. If you're watching this on the VOD, hope you're doing okay. So yeah, the snail there from Pixel Blip. If you look at this long enough, you can start to see faces down here. So let's not keep that on for too long. Now here's mine. And this is my moon one. Avert thine eyes, children. Naughty words abound. Yeah, I didn't want to use actual swear words because the weekly Teletext art challenge is a family challenge, isn't it, Alistair? Or I hope it is. But yeah, kids, don't use those swear words, please. Oh, Carl is here. Hello, Carl. How are you this evening? He's in the chat. Up next on Teletext, the land of the giant snails, says Pixeltron. Yeah, we're just taking a bit of a break with my blue moon. Yeah. You know, like the song, sorry, I just explained it away. So it reduces the impact somewhat. But I had fun making that one. Here is another snail. Now, very good work on the blessed through alphanumerics here. In fact, they are blessed through O's, letter O's there for the eyes. Look at that, so expressive, isn't it? And you've got the movement lines there. Hold on, I'll stop waving at the camera and use my pointer. These movement lines here are great. He's won the race. He's won the snail race. And we've got the behind the scenes look here. Let's have a look at the control codes here. So we've got, yes, we've got some held graphics there. Any background? Yes, background graphics going on here. Look at that. I'm always so impressed by people who can use background and held graphics so well, like Andy Jenkinson, whose work this is, and indeed Alistair. DW says, button moon after dark in reference to the blue moon. Or it would be if I knew what Button Moon was. Sorry. Yeah, I love that one. Another classic to add to the collection there for Andy. How many more of these have we got? Quite a few yet. Snail and Top Hat from Thomas Boevith. He might still be watching. If you're watching this on the replay, hello again. So the snail is appearing out of the top hat. It's a slug, but they are called Dreisbergnagel, sorry, Drebesnagel. Killer snail because they're quite invasive. Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty mean, doesn't he? He looks like he'd have you in a fight. He'd at least eat all your lettuce. Magic killer snail, quite comical, isn't it? And of course, weekly teletext art. I think this has been made using the ZXNet editor. We like the ZXNet editor. We need to redress the balance somewhat between EditTF and ZXNet and get a few people using ZXNet. I mean, I need to start using it a bit more. But yeah, the background here, separated graphics, that's great. A very effective way of drawing backgrounds, incidentally. Just make it separated graphics. Oh, right, no. This one creeps me out a bit. I mean, it's a great drawing. Let's see, what did I say? What was the thing that I said in response to this? It's not the, oh yeah, there it is. This dude gave me nightmares, but he's much cuddlier in teletext. A McDonald's midnight delivery order is the thing that can warm his heart, because he is indeed the McDonald late shift employee Mac Tonight, the mascot. Wonderfully represented here in teletext. What I like in particular is his suits, because a very good use of light and dark there, and negative space to represent that. And the hands as well. It's very hard to draw hands in general. So yeah, I like that. Looks like he's poking you. Hey, listen, buy a Big Mac tonight. But yeah, he's a slightly creepy mascot. Yeah, I like that though. I love, of course, I love the drawing. Another one here. Oh, by the way, that was a moon one, and this is a snail one from Fidian Genial. Sorry, I didn't say that it was Mohammed Fidian Genial doing the last one, but he's done this one as well. Me pick up a snail. And yeah. Again, like I said, it's very hard to draw hands. And oh, there's actually another very good hand down here as well. So I think Fidian is the master of these hands, isn't he? Got the grass and the sky in the background there. Yeah, I like that one. Very pleasant. Very pleasant indeed. Is it a reference to something, Fidian? Is it a reference to a meme or something, perhaps? So now, Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco, wearing a top hat. He's not a snail, but he is wearing an enormous top hat there. It's bigger than normal, isn't it? But Fidian is very good at drawing faces as well as hands. So this is almost the perfect image for him, isn't it? And wonderful use of the colors there, the green and the yellow that always go well together. Yeah, a special shout out for the colors actually there. Once again, quite pop arty. Yeah, I love that. Fidian, are we still on snails? Yes, the snail party with Jellica. Are you out in the chat, Jellica? Have you anything to say? Pardon me about this one. Oh dear, it's that apple. It's a bad influence, that apple. Jellica says his favorite snail is Gary. So which one is Gary here? Are they all Gary? I think they're all Gary, aren't they? Oh, I think we might have a special guest hopping on here. But it might take them a second just to set up. So yeah, Hello. Can you hear me, special guest? Oh, he's connecting to the audio. Hello, Carl.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
Not bad. Not bad. Just sorry, everybody. I've arrived very late, and yeah, just thought I'd get in. I saw the YouTube stream. Thought, well, I'll try and jump in just to lend some moral support and say hello to everyone out there. I've done absolutely nothing teletext for God knows how long, so it's nice to get back in the groove.
It's wonderful to have you here, Carl. Hey, that's a bit of a bonus that you're here. I didn't expect you tonight. It's fantastic to speak to you again.
Oh, excellent. No, I'm glad to have made it, really. Yeah.
We're not going to be too much longer tonight. We're just going to finish off the teletext art, then do our artwork at 9. So let's jump back in here.
Excellent. Well, yeah. Yeah. Don't let me disrupt everything. I'll see what's going on. I've been enjoying the snails, trying to get in, and Angelica's work there, very good. Lovely use of red, black, and white. Really good.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. There's a very newspapery feel to that, isn't there? Always with black, white, and red. And the sort of
was black and white and red all over newspaper.
Yeah. It's always hard to figure out what you're going to do in the backgrounds, but I like this. It's a sort of unusual sort of style. They could be the mounds on which the snails are crawling, I guess. But yeah, snail party, wonderful. Thank you for that, Jellica.
It's very good.
And we're going to skip ahead to the next prompt. And it is barbecue. So here's Andy's one. Be barbecue safe this summer. Keep your barbecue away from sheds, fences, trees, etc. Never leave a lit barbecue unattended, and cook your food until it is as black as the hobs of hell. And we've got the fire engine in the background on hold, just in case. Anything to say about this?
Yeah, like the flashing blue light on the fire engine, on the appliance, and I like the corners as well. That's nice, and the perspective of the barbecue and the fire. It's a hold graphics, absolute hold graphics bonanza. That's a whole all-you-can-eat hold graphics barbecue.
Yeah, I was going to say that's my favorite part of this artwork, is the separated graphics that have been used on the barbecue. Really effective in this instance. Barbecue, Andy has a knack for that sort of thing, I think. He's really a master of separated graphics. If there is somebody out there who deserves that title, it's Andy. But sorry, Jellica has responded. Let's just put that back up quickly. It's just me playing with snails. And the big one is Gary. Yeah. Gary is from SpongeBob, isn't he? Actually, I missed the nice lettering or the nice font that you used there. Is that your own font, or did you use the Mars FS editor to write that? Because I know that has some fancy fonts. Back to barbecue. It's Whims.
Sausage.
A sausage, yeah. And it's either a small pair of tongs or a large sausage. Yeah.
I think it's Fido Dido with dog poo on his head.
Oh yeah, Fido Dido. I preferred Cool Spot because I loved that video game. Yeah. But yeah, this is great. So minimalistic, yet so great. 2 colors, black, white, and red again.
But the red does look brown now that I can't unsee a poo.
Oh no! Why'd you have to bring that up?
I'm ever so sorry.
Jellica says he made the font, so good work on that, I'd say. Oh,
yeah, nice.
Sorry, ZX Guesser is in the chat. Yeah. Let's have a look. Sarah says, "Oh no, we're not having an editor war, are we? It's like Boevith Phi versus Emacs. As usual, I use something different entirely. I love how Jellica went overboard with the snails. The more, the merrier. They look super. Yeah, I love those as well. Jellica says he copy-pasted the snails.
Yes, it did look. They did look quite copied and pasted. I'm not sure. I did see a snippet of. Is there a new utility app where you can copy and paste some stuff over? Was that used?
No, I don't think it was. But did you see the video starring myself and Pixel Blip and Mars FS? It's out there.
Not yet. No.
Well, if you want to look it up and learn how to use the new editor, it's out there.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to look that up, if you've got access to the Discord, you can. And to get access to the Discord, go to teletextart.co.uk and click on the big Discord image. Now, I would put the Discord link in the description of this video, but because we're using Zoom, it's not very easy to do that. Let's just hurry through these now and finish them off before 9. Oh, actually, we're almost to the end. We're almost up to date. There's only a few more left. Some of these have just been made today, actually. Here's one from the 9th, yesterday.
Very nice.
Shall we have a barbecue? Bring the washing in. Let's go to the park.
Bring the washing in, because when you light the barbecue up, it's just going to smell of your school stuff on Monday. It's just going to smell of sausages and charcoal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Something that we've all experienced and encapsulated wonderfully.
Try having a barbecue in a window box.
Yes. So this is a wonderful technical feat, actually. We've got hell graphics, definitely some hell graphics going on here.
Birds.
Yep. Oh, of course, the V-birds.
V-birds.
Always need those. And what's this at the front here? Perhaps the fence. Yeah. Something that we've all experienced and we can all sympathize with.
It's nice. It's a good feel of depth there, actually, with the color of the sashes in the windows. It's gives it a nice feel of depth. I like that.
Yeah. And the use of color as well, actually. It doesn't feel too unrealistic or cartoony, actually.
No, it hasn't been dog's bollocks up, has it? It's sort of the right amount of colour's been used for all the elements of the picture. So yeah, it's nice that. Thank you, Simply Sarah.
Yes, excellent as usual, Sarah. And the next one just posted 1 hour ago. He probably made this while listening to the stream. I
Just
knew.
a dude.
He's out there.
Yeah.
So that's a goose in the top left. And I'm not sure what's going on with the rest of it. I think he's playing off my comments. I said that his last piece was basically just a load of patterns, and then he squeezed the prompt into the bottom corner. Well, I think that's happened again here. I hope you don't mind me saying that. Just the dude. But yeah,
it's like the Chucky egg bird, isn't it? It's the one you have to run away from. Yeah.
It's a bit like what are they called? The little ornaments you can get. The bird that dips its head and it's filled with water. The
feeder.
That's it, the feeder. I'm not sure what they're called. It's one of those, though. And there's some swearing. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's sort of like, this picture is a real trigger to people who really like to find codes and meanings in everything, because, it's just an absolute, you're sort of looking and you can see where it goes into blocks, and, are they, is it code if it's, converted back into ASCII characters and things, it's, there's a lot going on there that will keep a person on the spectrum going for a little while trying to decode all that.
On the ZX spectrum.
Indeed. Other computers are available, but not many.
Pixeltron says, Fido Dido was made by Sue Rose, who also made Pepper Ann. So I'll stick with him. Also, there was a Sega Genesis game planned. Yeah, Fido Dido. But we all know what the best 7-Up related Sega Genesis game was. And that's Cool Spot. No comebacks, don't at me. Yeah, there's probably a hidden meaning there somewhere, but I'll be damned if I can find it. Just a dude. And here's another one from Simply Sarah UK.
Oh, it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a game. You got to get across, maybe.
Oh, it's
Goslings.
yeah, it's Frogger, isn't it? But with geese.
Yeah, but goslings, geese,
Yeah.
geezer.
Goose and jet ski. Oh yeah, we have the jet skis here. I think these are jet skis.
Sharks.
Yeah. Oh, that's very witty. I like that. That's very clever. It's definitely a reference to Frogger.
Hmm.
Do you have anything to say about that, Sarah? In Discord?
The score isn't as good as the high score.
No, a long way behind.
Takes
Only
a lot of practice. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Frogger is a fairly difficult game to master.
To be this good takes ages.
Yeah. Were you a Sega or a Nintendo fan?
Sega.
Sega.
Yeah, I was a Mega Drive man. So because it just felt more grown up.
Oh, yeah. That was the general opinion,
And
it
had a nice Japanese cachet to it as well. I know Nintendo was Japanese as well, but I don't know. The first game I played on the Mega Drive was Space Harrier, and being an arcade boy, it was just absolutely just blew my mind that was like in my house.
Yeah.
But I actually borrowed the Mega Drive off of somebody else, and that somebody else went off to code Hitman.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, which was nice.
We might have to talk about that on a future stream. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try and get hold of him. I've actually interviewed him before in a previous incarnation about Hitman and things like that. But yeah, so I borrowed his Mega Drive. He wanted to sell it to me for £70. It was a Japanese one, but I could only get the audio working on because I didn't have RCA in on the telly, so I couldn't convince my parents to buy it. But yes, after that I was just sold. I was a Sega. Then I actually bought a Game Gear after that, which was a bit of a downward thing, isn't it? But yeah, still got the Mega Drive. It's up on my shelf now. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe we could do a stream about that in the future, about Mega Drive games. Sarah Burgess says, I think it would be tricky to implement in Mode 7 as an actual game. But Pixeltron does have a name for this, and that's Gooser. Very good. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know
if do a sequel, Gander.
Yeah, Gooser and Gander. And Sarah is about to tell us that she's going to do a game. Going to do the whole game, isn't she? And the last one for now. This is a BBQ. This is a BBQ. Q lawsuit by Just a Dude. And it definitely is a barbecue. Yes or no? He's making his arts while watching the stream.
It looks like I thought it was like a couple of Trojan horses first, but yes, they're barbecues on wheels, aren't they?
Well, I actually thought they were baby carriages, a couple of buggies.
It's because they're pink. They look like perambulators.
Yeah, a little bit. What's going on in the bottom corner? Is it a man blowing up some bubble gum?
I thought it was a toilet.
Yes, that's what it is. An outdoor toilet.
I'm sorry, Just a Dude. I don't really.
Oh, he can take it.
Good.
I've just realised what this is. This is a barbecue. This is a barbecue. This is Art Attack.
Oh right, yes, with old Neil. What's his name?
Yeah.
Banksy.
Neil Banksy. Do you have a Pepsi shirt on currently?
I have. Yes, I have a.
Oh, it's a Japanese Pepsi, is it?
Japanese Pepsi.
Does it definitely say Pepsi? I'm sure it doesn't say something embarrassing.
What, Coca-Cola?
Yeah. It's a misspelling of Pepsi, like poopsie.
Pepsi, yeah, or plepsy.
Yeah, plopsy.
Plopsy, yes. Yeah, I think so. Yes, one of Primark's finest. I bought it last year.
Yeah, well, guess where this shirt came from?
I don't know. Canadian shopper.
No, Primark as well.
Primark, yeah. Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Vancouver, eh?
Yeah.
Eh?
C'est Vancouver.
Oh.
And that's it. We're up to date on the weekly teletext art. So, I wonder if this is going to work now, but we're going to have a short interval and take a look at a video. So let's see if I can get this to work. In the meantime, how are you doing, Carl?
Yeah, no, you're keeping all right. Been, keeping busy and all that. Looking forward to the thingy in September, Harrow Arts Centre. Hoping to get down there and meet some people again after all this long lockdown. I actually, speaking of barbecues, went to a barbecue last week with the family, and it was very odd because I had to actually move my head and look at more than one couple, which was quite a strange sensation after like having a whole year of only having like a certain amount of people in your garden or at your front door, to actually have loads of conversations going on around you. It's quite a strange sensation.
Yeah, it's good to be breaking out of our online space, I guess. We're finally going to be able to. I should say though that this doesn't mean we're going to stop the streams or anything like that, because I do want to carry on with them. About 2 or 3 months ago, I bought a year's subscription to Zoom so we can do these streams. So hopefully a lot more are to come.
Dan needs a sponsor, everyone. Buy him a coffee and then he can get the cost of the Zoom back.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we could get sponsored by Zoom themselves.
Or Plepsy.
Yeah, Plopsy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this video. Where is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's not Teletext, it's Texty TV or Text TV. And it's created by one of our watchers by the name of Thomas Boevith. The name of Thomas Boevith.
Yes.
And he's made a music video.
Was this Thomas of the Finnish text?
Yes. Oh no, sorry, Danish.
No, Danish. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. My apologies.
But yep, here we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to load it. Now, will this work? Because I've never done this before.
Press play on tape.
Will this work? That's interesting. So, sorry for the gap here. Right, I am now going to try and play the video. I've never tried this. Oh, crumbs. I don't know what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look. Share sound.
I've got a joke about a snail.
Oh, yeah?
Hmm.
And what's that?
What did the slug say to the snail?
I don't know. What did the slug say to the snail?
Big issue.
What? I don't get it.
Watch the video and have a think about it.
Which video? This one?
That's the one.
Oh, right. Well, presently, this should be on your screen. And, Carl, let me know if you hear it.
Okay.
Biler, noget med penge, noget med damer, for de elsker drenge. Noget med gangster, noget med gade, noget med sådan noget, nærmest lige meget hvad. Det er bare en klad, sådan er det, og du spørger hvorfor sådan. Jeg har lige svaret, så vi er enige. Kartoffelhånd. Nej tak til en tvivler. Det her track trænger ind i din nakkevivler. Giv dem Test som en dummy, crash test. Fresh som money for cash money. Jeg er gammel skole ligesom asbest. Aldrig se altid, men det er så længe jeg planlægger at være her. Politikken, 7 hjerter, gaffe 7 stjerner. Tidligere op, kaffe, kværner. Nye dage op og ud, hvad skulle det være? Følger bare mit kardiovaskulære system. Har rynker bær dem som et emblem. En dansker, der dunker en donut for JD. Aldrig hørt før som AC/DC på Crazy Daisy. Kartoffelhånd. Hvad har du til mig, biff eller beef? Den bedste danske rapper, det er René Diff. For alt handler om salgstal. Sig det, så jeg tager alt hate med et gran salt. Har fået brusebad i fad til et halvbal. Fik at vide, min musik hørte hjem på en anstalt. Men joken er på dem. Holder hovedet højt her omkring. Der er mange gode nye navn, flere der er her ringen. Der er ikke noget skam i mit game. Der er stadig masser af creme eller creme i den her. Diller. Kartoffelhånd.
And that was it. What do you think?
That was most excellent. That was brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah.
Kartoffelhand.
Kartoffelhand. And Perverse is the name of the artist. Now, I hope that doesn't get our video taken down because I've just played that. But, Thomas Boevith is here. He says, thanks for showing the music video.
Right.
So, do you
Thank
have
for the
any...
music. Really good.
Yeah,
really good.
thank you
Yeah.
for the music.
Mm.
Thomas, do you have anything to say about the video that you'd like everybody out there in Teletext land to know? Any behind the scenes knowledge? Because let's see, the music of J Dilla. So I believe it is a remix or something like that. Is correct? Is that correct, Thomas? Hello to Meat Lotion. How are you doing? Mixtape music. So let's see if we can go back through some of this. You can see some of the artwork that we've got here is references the artwork of other Teletext artists. So we've got the lettering there. I'm not going to say who did that. A wonderful piece of pixel art there. Yeah, on that.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on? Oh, we've got, is that a donut? Yes, it is. It's a donut on the turntable. Excellent. What else? We got the lyrics.
So it's got a pretty good jam.
Look at this one. I liked that one with the different fonts. Gaffer.
Mythicon Gaffer.
And we've got the double height and double width text down here. Let's have a look. What else? Oh, I've got the donuts.
Donut, yes.
Being dunked. An excellent piece of animation there, that one.
Yeah, really good.
Masterful animation. Creme de la creme. So this here is good. Dilla. Yeah, I like the lettering, the different types and the different fonts there. The
Dilla.
Joined up there.
I then had Dilla.
You can see that it's hand drawn. I always like that. Let's have a look. And of course this.
The color changing guys, yeah, with the baseball hats on.
And we've got some remnants of teletext there as well. A few different references there.
Oh, yes.
All a fantastic piece of work, and it's become really dark in my room. Thomas Boevith says, thank you for all the inspiration. Yeah, well, I thought it was absolutely magnificent, and goodness me, I must look frightened.
How many views has that got on the YouTube at the moment?
Oh, let's have a look.
Has it got a good
1,100 at the moment, which is a decent amount, I'd say, and the most for any teletext music video, perhaps. So, oops, crumbs! YouTube Premium's coming up for me. I don't want that. So, Yeah, a wonderful, magnificent teletext music video, and it's actually proper teletext. A few people have pretended that they've made teletext music videos when they haven't really. They've just called it teletext, and it's just teletext inspired. But that was genuinely teletext. So, Perverse is the name of the artist, and a wonderful interval, I should say, there. Let's have a look here. Righty, Sarah Burgess says, I'm going to have to learn the lyrics so I can sing along. Seriously great use of teletext art there. Yeah, I think it's the balance between the text and the images that really makes that work. So excellent work there, Thomas. But it's 9:10 UK time, which means one thing. It is time for everybody's favorite section of the stream, the collaborative artwork. And I'm going to post the link in Discord just now, and you can all go crazy.
Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. You know we made a vow not to use magenta ever.
So before you jump in, ladies and gentlemen, please remember the theme of tonight's artwork, and that is Bamber Boozler, because this is, of course, a Bamber Boozler special.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I missed it all, obviously, but yes, it was trailed on the Twitter as the Quizmaster special.
Yes. Well, we found out a lot about Bamber tonight.
Oh yeah.
For 1 hour, we explored the lore of Bamber Boozler. So in tribute, we're going to do a teletext artwork about him.
Ah, excellent. Well, I've only got the one computer now. I've had a change here, so
Okay.
I'm not going to go on to the other bit tonight. But I'm going to watch and see what's happening, because I tend to bugger the bit up at the bottom anyway. So
that's okay. We can chat.
Yes.
What's this?
Bamber drives.
Dan, I sent you images. All right. Are those via email? Bamber drives. Good evening, HBO. All right, let's have a look.
Bamber drives.
Drives. Can you send me those on Discord? Is there any chance, Sarah? Or would that not be possible? I sent you images, but probably I'm just reading.
Graphic?
Oh yeah.
No. Altered images. Claire Grogan.
Probably no time. Oh, there's always time. We can show them. If you send me them on Discord, if that's possible, and I'll show them.
I don't know what Baboozle is.
Baboozle. Baboozle.
Baboozle.
Bamber Boozles. Noodles. Noodlers. No, keep it at noodlers.
Embezzles. Bamber embezzles. It's like a haku.
Honk.
Honk. Honk.
So, yeah, do you have any teletext wisdom this week, Carlos, that you've been thinking about recently?
Yes, I have. I was painting the garage door yesterday, and I've had this idea. I'm going to run this past you. Right? I thought of a skit like we could try and do, but we would need other people to be other cast members. So I'm just going to workshop this with you, and obviously you're going to get the comments. But like, have you heard of a program called Repair Shop?
No. Is it on TV?
Yes. So it's the premise is basically that people bring things in that mean a lot to them, and they get fixed. And it's a really interesting program. You've got a woodworker on there. You've got a person who's specialist with like clockwork things, like a watchmaker. You've got like metal workers and things like that. It's really good TV. You're probably the only person who hasn't seen it, actually, Dan.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What channel is it on?
So BBC One. It's one of it's like the main. It's the main thing. It's normally on with It's normally on Thursday nights, I think, actually. Anyway, so the idea is that one of us brings in an old teletext slide that we found, and it used to belong to like one of our members of our family, and you'd have to watch the one of the programs to get the idea. But we would have a teletext recovery artist specialist that would work on it, and various other people from the the stratosphere of teletext, and we would restore this page to how we wanted it again, and that was the idea.
I think that's a wonderful idea, and we should definitely do it. Maybe we could launch it on a stream, and people could.
We could do it as a panto. The
mean,
Christmas panto.
You mean like the digitizer ones?
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I thought we could do a script, but I want to like have people like Jason and all that, and then have a narrator doing it. We go, this man's brought in something that he'd like to share with everyone and get going again. And they go, oh, hello, what's your name? Oh, I'm Carlos. Yeah. Oh, well, what have you got there then? Oh, it's an old teletext slide. It used to belong to my uncle. Go, oh, right. Oh, well, what would you want done with it then? And then I'd say something like, oh, well, I know it's not completely new, so I'd like to, bring it back to some semblance of how it used to be, because it reminds me of my uncle. You go, oh, Did you lose your uncle then? You go, no, he's in prison.
Well, so it's like an Antiques Roadshow type thing.
Yes, ish. It's got story. It's got backstory to it, and they tend to cry when they come and collect it. There's a nice young man called Will. He does woodwork. And there's a lady that does saddle work, like works with leather, and her brother, he normally has 2 lots of glasses on because he's a watchmaker. It's really cool. He does really good stuff. Anyway, that's yeah. So that's it. I was going to do the repair shop, but for teletext pages.
Well, we should definitely do that. I think that's a good idea.
I think I've just like ruined it now by telling everybody about it.
Well,
but,
people will forget that we've talked about this on this room. So everybody forget what Carl said.
Who am I? I don't even know who I am. What's been drawn up in the corner there? Look, that's I'll tell you what, the collaborators work very, very, very quickly. I remember when this first came up on one block party. It was like watching a very slow flick book, but I mean the speed that cursor is whizzing round.
Oh yeah,
people can go very, very quick.
Sorry, the Weetabix reference has killed me, and I am gonna do Bamber as a Weetabix.
Weetabix.
What were they called? What were the Weetabix mascots called?
Oh, they're the Weetabix men. You had the skinhead, didn't you? Okay.
Yeah, what were they called? They had a name.
I think they're the Weetabix skinheads.
Yeah, was that what they called?
I know. Let's have a load of skinheads sell breakfast cereal. So they used to have like blue jeans on, didn't they, and like white t-shirts.
Yeah.
Called a Weetabix. If you know what's good for you, you will.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Very memorable.
I know.
All right, let's see if we can find these.
He's a Lego man at the moment.
Oh yeah, he doesn't look very much like a Lego dude.
Lego Bamber.
That's right, Lego Bamber.
Hey, Lego Bamber.
Oh, Pixeltron says, I leave for 2 minutes. What happened here? Well, Meat Lotion asks, what's the teletext color set? I'd like to recreate a teletext page or 2 in NC. I assume it's just the 7 high colors, right? That's pretty much correct, isn't it, Carl?
That is. You've got that's red, green, blue, yellow, cyan, magenta, white, and no color. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But he can mess around with level 2.5 on Mr. Cree's teletext editor and have any colors, providing that you only have like a certain grouping together, can't you? So that you can do that as well. But nice to have some antsy people here. actually seen the light, and they're going to work with, like a proper format.
I love NC. I've not done quite enough of it as I should be doing. I've been trying to get into, what is it called? Amstrad ASCII, because there's currently a competition going on.
Is that AMSCII? Is that what you
Well,
call
I
it?
don't know what I don't know what it's officially called, but
Is that a thing? Is that actually a proper thing? It's like PETSCI, but for
yeah,
the Schneiders and the Amstrads.
that's right. And I've been messing around with it a little bit this week, or a couple of weeks ago actually now. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I recommend you have a go if you wanna.
Yeah.
There's a competition on currently. I did enter something, but then I realized I've got another month to enter more stuff, so I can enter better things. There you go. So currently on screen we have one of Sarah's worksheets that she used to make one of her teletext art pieces.
Oh, that's nice.
You might remember this from before, when life gives you lemons.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, go on.
When life gives you lemons, try and sell them on to other people.
They're very enterprising, that. Very Alan Sugar.
Yes, I can imagine Alan Sugar doing the old Amstrad, the AMSCII, and going, well, where's a Commodore one? We need to make it a bit cheaper. So we're just going to use one block and have it mirror imaged 4 different directions.
That sounds like something he'd say, definitely.
Well, I'm being a bit disingenuous. I think Amstrad owners get bloody fed up with people taking the mickey out of their beloved machines, but they are thick-skinned, the Amstrad lot.
Well, technically I'm one of the Amstrad lot, so you can say what you like about it, because it is a bit pants, but that's why we love it. It's a bit like Teletext, really.
Well, it's in these times of COVID, you can always stay 2 Amstrads away from somebody and you'd be safe.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. So yeah, you can see the beginnings of this artwork here, and the fact that it's pretty difficult to draw joined up text in Teletext. It's easier if you plan it out on paper beforehand. And that's what's going on here.
That's very good.
Yeah.
It looks like a newspaper sort of header as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's quite nice. It looks very fanzine-y. Excuse my chest. I'm going to see if I can just play with the light. Oh, hello.
It's a very nice chest.
Try to stay abreast of these things.
Did you ever play that video game on the Game Boy called Link's Awakening?
I've actually played. I've got that for the new one downstairs.
Well,
Switch. No, is it Switch? Yeah. I've got. I had it for the Switch, but I didn't play it for the Game Boy. No.
Well, in that it says, Link, check the chest. This is a nice chest.
All your base belong to us.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a Weetabix skinhead now.
Okay. Good for you.
That even had a woman's skinhead Weetabix in it as well.
Was it Bixie or something like that?
Yeah, I think they did a big thing in. They always were trailed in like the Fleetway comics, like Whizzer and Chips and Whoopi and Wow. Like they did 2 comics. You had like your DC Thompsons, which did your Beezer Dandy and Beano Topper and all that, and then you had the Fleetway publications, were always a bit more like the ITV of children's comics, and they had Core, Whizzer and Chips, and all that, and there was the Weetabix adverts because they did advertising in theirs. Whereas at the time, I don't think Beano really did any advertising. There was always remember the skinhead, the Weetabix skinhead, but I'm sure they're called the Bixes or something like that, but I can't remember now. I'm sure there's a whole Wikipedia page devoted to it. Probably a whole fandom has been devoted to them. Probably.
Well, I'm not surprised if there's a whole fandom dedicated to the Weetabix dudes. Because they are very memorable. Whoops.
Hey.
It's funny how that happens because I guess a lot of people would stumble across the Teletext fandom. I think, oh wow, there's a Teletext fandom.
Is there a Teletext fandom?
Well, you're looking at it.
Oh well, yes, but like there's actually a fandom site, isn't there, where people? Oh, I don't know.
Do you mean?
It's-
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
You mean
yeah.
Wikia, don't you?
Yeah. Do I? Yes, probably. Yeah, yeah. All this internet stuff's new to me, Dan. To be fair.
No, sorry, it is confusing because fandom used to be called Wikia, which was a commercial offshoot of Wikipedia. The only way I know that is because I was into wikis a lot about 15 years ago, 16 years ago, long time ago. Chipfork says, Weetabix character names are Brian's, Bixie, Brian, Crunch, and Dunk.
That's when Brian was a name. But I knew Brian's back then when that was out. Don't see many Brians, meet many Brians anymore. So who is it? Brian, Crunch, Dixie. Dixie was a girl.
Yeah, something like that.
And who was the one? You know, the one who said okay. Was he? Because I do you know, if he was a real life Weetabix, he'd have a little tear tattooed under his eye, when you'd know he'd have a sinister side to him.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Hold on. I need to skip over and look now. I'm curious.
He'd be the one that's in This Is England, isn't he?
Yeah, Brains, Bixie, Brian, Crunch.
Brains had glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He had the old, yeah. Yeah, he could figure it out. He just knew.
Well, yeah, you always need the clever one.
There you go. The Wheat Olympics. Wow, look at that.
Let's have a look. Brains throwing a mile.
Oh, that's an ad. So what is that? Is that an advert out of a comic? Is that a scan? I wonder what it is.
Stickers.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's an advertisement. An ad. 5 great stickers to collect. Is this a record? No, stupid. It's a sticker. Weetabix Club radio offer. You know, if you wrote off to the Weetabix Club, you could get the Weetabix video game.
Right.
For half price or something like that.
What formats was that available for then? We'll have to play that one time.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. I've definitely played it on the Amstrad.
The only sort of tie-in I played, and I'm known digressing, was Clumsy Colin. That was quite a good game as well. That's Skips, wasn't it? KP Skips.
Yeah.
So, hello. Hold on.
What's happened?
£4.25 to join the club. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he just looks damn sinister, the guy pole vaulting, doesn't he? He is the one, isn't he? He's yeah. I bet if he's not a Weetabix, I bet he's doing some porridge.
Hey. I love that. Brilliant.
Honk honk. I didn't know what bamboozle is, and now I was never there. And I was never there. Oh right. Oh yes, this is the ghost denying all knowledge of everything.
Look at this. Somebody's done a nice. What's going on here? Somebody's
It's a
done
twist,
wonderful pattern.
isn't it? It's a text twist. It's a helter-skelter twist.
Yeah. The Weetabix dude.
Carl says Kartoffelhand.
Oh yeah.
So is it Kartoffelhand or Kartoffelhand?
I'm not sure.
Is Mr. Cree in the house tonight, by the way? I've not said hello to him for ages.
Yes, he is.
Hello, Alistair.
Hi, Alistair.
So I've not said hello. Been doing other things.
Well, we can understand that. Dan, orange is not amber. Well, the Weetabix man is now advertising for Colgate, evidently.
He's a toothpaste gladiator. That's his big pugil stick.
Yes. Excellent.
It could just be like a dead whale on a bed of nails.
He's holding it.
Oh yes. He's weightlifting.
Yeah, he's a weightlifter. A Weetabix weightlifter.
Oh, now he's got spiky hair. He's in Bros.
Is that the second time we've referenced Bros tonight?
Really? That's serendipity
Maybe,
for you.
yeah.
I don't know. I've got a little heart, making of a heart there. Yes. Please don't hurt me. My colon is a semi. Please don't hurt me. Trousers are for wimps. I am a toast daddy. Draw on me, good daddy. Six-packs made a better offer. My colon is a semi. Please don't hurt me. Semi-detached house. Orange is not amber. Yes, well, orange isn't amber, is it? Are we allowed to go on the orange list? We're not allowed on the amber list, are we? Oh no, well, we are allowed on the amber list, but we're not meant to be going. We could have an orange list.
The orange traffic lights, you mean?
Well, actually, yeah, they should just stick to like standardized teletext colors.
Yeah. Magenta and
Yeah, that's it.
green.
That's it. Yes, because I'm a politician that's actually on holiday in Portugal, I'll restart the coming home on a Tuesday because I'm coming back on the Monday. George Eustace.
Oh, somebody posted that.
No, I read it this today on Pop Bitch. Apparently, he was actually over in Spain, in Portugal rather, and I reckon that's why the date was on a Tuesday, so he could get back. There you go. What's going on here then? Right, Weetabix. He's Weetabix white jacket. Hello.
We've got some more. These are actually comic strips of the Neat Tweet gang.
So what comics were these in? Probably the Wheat Gang. Just says comics, doesn't it? Yeah.
It doesn't say which.
I reckon they must have just took a big account out with the Fleetway publications. What have we got here then?
To be fair, I do love a good Weetabix. But
I like them with honey.
Oh yeah.
I'm more of a muesli guy. Can eat muesli unsweetened, but Weetabix is all right.
Well, I've had it with maple syrup, I think.
That's nice. It's breakfast. Oh, I was going to read a little bit of that comic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I'll go back there. So it's breakfast time and the Weetabix are watching. Call the Weetabix. That's it. We've got here. Oh, I'm just trying to read the one where
it's hard to read, isn't it?
See, it's like an eye test, isn't it? It's like a day in Barnard Castle. So, if you know what's good for you, okay.
Of course, we've got the dude saying okay at the bottom.
Okay. After the advert, it's like, oh, I've ruined my lines. I came in too soon with the okay again, didn't I, darling?
Is that Brian then who says okay?
Oh no, I reckon Brian's the leader of the pack. I reckon Brian's the cult leader, the cult of big bisques. Yeah, but the wheat bisques people come on like the pale imitations, and like have fights with them.
Sorry,
I'm
too engrossed in making silly innuendos.
Pie.
So I'm glad you could jump on tonight, Carl.
Yeah, no,
just for a bit.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm pleased I did. I was gutted that when I thought that I couldn't. So, but no, it's good to get back in the groove.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to do another one of these in a couple of weeks' time, providing all is well, because I should have a bit of time over the next 3 weeks or so. So if we can do another one in a couple of weeks, I'm sure everybody would love that, wouldn't you? No, we wouldn't.
Who said that? That's what all the voices in my head keep saying as well, Dan.
Just saying that all the teletext art is terrible. Oh wait,
Yes.
that's just me. Sorry. Oops, I messed him up.
Yeah, I've done no teletext art or anything because I've wiped my computer, so I needed to do it because it was just so slow. It's an HP. We only bought it a couple of years ago, but it was just really slow. But I've actually just restarted it all, and it's all fine. But I've lost my. I have to reinstall a few teletext programs, and hopefully all the bits that I wanted to keep, I kept on my Google Drive. So
Oh, good.
should
Well,
be able to.
oh yeah. I hope you've not lost everything.
No. It's somewhere. Everything's somewhere. Nothing's lost. Nothing is lost. You just haven't found it yet.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
Bob Ross. See, so chilled.
Ross again.
I know. I was watching him yesterday. It's just legendary. So calm.
Yeah. We could
He's-
do the Bob Ross edition of this stream where we draw things and speak like this.
Just saying, this is your teletext. It can go any way you want it to go, providing you only use these colors.
The 7 colors of teletext.
You can use this trick of using the wet white, and people used to have trouble doing reflections in teletext, but now you can just copy and paste.
Nothing wrong with copying and pasting, as
No.
somebody said earlier.
No.
It's a valid tool in the armory.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not calling that out. You've seen how I make off my work. Sort of. No problem at all. Anything is a tool.
Yes, Bamber, anything is a tool. Could be another one to put on here.
Anything's a tool.
There's no room though, is there? Oh,
Mm.
well, we filled that quick because it's mostly. Well, there's a bit of space here. We need to put something here before we finish.
Oh, a bird. Quick, Sarah. Put
Well,
a
we've
bird
got
in there.
Sarah's V-birds.
Oh, yes,
are
the
here.
V-birds are there.
It's the
Oh, snail. Can we have the world's smallest snail? Let's have a challenge.
Yeah.
I'll challenge someone to put the smallest snail in there with as few pixels used as possible.
the fastest birds. These are
The fast birds.
the fast birds.
They're text hawks.
The text hawks, yeah,
Text hawks.
text hawk. Excellent stuff. Look at that. I want to know who did the toothbrush. I like it. Oh, somebody's drawing
Oh,
something.
we're going for the snail. Smallest snail challenge.
Let's have a look here.
It's a pound sign at the moment. Steel.
What that could be.
Stealth. Oh, stealth. 3/4.
No, it's okay. It'll be fixed.
Oh, I like that. Yep. It's a hat. No, it is a snail. That's very good.
If you know what's good for you,
You would. You do.
you'll make the
Okay.
teletext page.
Oh, how much did a box of Weetabix cost in those days when they were doing that in 1982?
Probably about 10p.
They were always a bit dear. Weetabix.
Weetabix. Fill up with Weetabix.
Sorry. Just do it. That's the one.
Yeah,
isn't
that's it. That's the one.
Yeah, that was the early 90s one. Here. You're in love with Weetabix. Do, so just do it. Which I think Nike would probably have plenty to say about that. Is that Shania Twain?
Which one? Oh yeah, S Twain.
S. Twain. That's Mark Twain's sister. That don't impress me, Huck.
Connie Hook.
Huck Finn.
Ah, I see.
Ah, yes.
Is that what it says in the song?
What's that? Don't
Yeah.
impress me, Huck.
Oh, if it says that. So yeah, it's mostly text our artwork tonight, isn't it? But very fitting though, considering the content of tonight's stream. Bamber Boomer Bummer. At the bottom.
Honks his horn in public. I don't know what bamboozle is, and I never was there. If you know what's good for you, my floppy is corrupted again. Very good. Yes. Oh, I see that McDonald's have developed a chicken with 10 big legs on it now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're still trying to catch it.
Hey. Well, you know what? We've missed those jokes in this stream.
No, you haven't.
Well, you've not. Yeah, we have. Well, you've not been here. Well, they're certainly better than mine, like my rich tea one.
Oh, go on.
No, I told it last time. No, it was when Jason was here.
Right.
It was.
Oh, I want to know
and
now.
I told it wrong. I told it wrong as well. It was because you asked me to do a celebrity joke.
Celebrity.
Well, that would have been better, wasn't it?
I
There's
don't
something
know.
to do with that.
So it's Shane Rich Tea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was Lionel Richie, but I should have said Shane Richie, shouldn't I?
I don't know. If I just guessed the punchline without actually knowing what the premise of the joke is.
Well, I think you can guess what the premise of the joke was from that punchline.
Right. Yes.
Ryan Ginnelly, hello. How are you this evening? Good you could join us. Good that you could join us for the last few minutes of this stream. But I believe we've squeezed all the life we can out of this artwork. And it's been a different artwork, definitely tonight. I like it. I like it's more text art, isn't it, than teletext art.
Yeah, no, it's really, yes, very text heavy.
Round of applause to everybody that made that tonight. An excellent artwork. An excellent one.
Excellent. It's an exquisite piece of art.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely marvelous.
Yes. Well, people can continue to work on that if they wish, but
they can work away on it to their heart's content.
Yep.
However, I have a cup of tea to be drunk.
Yes, indeed. We have to go now. I have to have my Battenberg and coffee.
Battenberg, right? Yes, that's your artwork, isn't it, Battenberg? Your Battenberg art style.
Is it me?
Yeah, you're Battenberg, and you're yellow and pink.
Yes, yeah. I do like yellow and pink.
Aye.
So, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Do you have anything else to say in closing, Carl?
I have nothing else to say in closing, Dan.
I have nothing to declare except my guilt. And that's a good point at which to end it, I think. So, Sarah Burgess, you know we love the streams. Yeah, it's great that you could join us again. And everybody else that did, Chipfork, I can see there. Thomas has left, Thomas Boevith. Pixeltron was here for a long time. Jellica, good to see you. Who else? We had Lano drop in to talk about Teletext. Oh no, to talk about Wigan Athletic, rather.
Oh yeah. Up the ticks.
Up the ticks. David W. and Nathan Dane. Everybody else.
And Alistair. Yes.
I'll leave you with this. Pixeltron says, I sure hope so. Plipsy, what could plausibly go wrong?
Ooh. Nice spoonerisms going on there.
Yeah. And actually, spoons have been a theme tonight. Odd. Right, that's it. We're going to go now. So, cheers.
Keep it blocky.
See you next time.
See you next time.